Hello and welcome to the THR Touring Car League second season underway tonight here at Donington Park. I'm Matthew Duffin, aka Madahimovic, and tonight joins me is Ben Phelan.
Good evening, Matt.
We're set here for the start of the second season, like I said, in the Group B category here at Donington Park, and we're in for what should be quite a night, Ben.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. Season 2 underway here tonight at Donington for Class B. As we know, a couple of the Class A guys dropped down to this division for this season, so it should really close up the racing even more, and we have a very exciting night in store.
Definitely. Let's give you a rundown of the list of people who are in now what is Group B. A few new drivers join us tonight, as well as a few you may have seen from Group A. So on board at the moment is Starscream 101. Rebby 711, Halty 009, Dean Wasaki. Big congratulations to Dean and his partner on the announcement of the fact they're going to have a baby boy in just a few months, so congratulations to them.
Yeah, congrats to Dean.
Deeks 45, Swim Fins 1, Big Boy Brazier, KJ Argent 22, Greeny N7, Alfie 2499, Min Adam, the Lagmobile, Peaceful Explosion. And there's Dean Wasaki getting round at turn 1 on the first part of qualifying. And Dom Productions, one of the new guys into this with Greeny. TMLS 313, he's back.
Well, it looks like Min Adam is disconnected from the session, so no connection.
Yeah, no joys.
Fixations for him anyway.
No joys there. Welcome Tin Top into the chat. Nice to see you here. Sooty Apex, Monkey Boy, Neil, Gary, Smithy, regular viewer, he's here again. Keegan, some of the Group A lads that you'll see tomorrow night live on the THR channel are here. So we'll just let the cars get round and then we'll jump on board for a lap of Donington.
Just while they're getting warmed up, Matt, as well as we've gone through the list of drivers there, you can see a lot of the guys running similar liveries. This is because of the introduction of the Constructors' Championship to all classes this season. And I believe I have the confirmed team entry list in front of me here. We can go through.
Yep, go through. Yeah, take it away.
So in alphabetical order, we've got Big Boy Brazier. He's teamed up with Min Adam, who we just seen disconnecting to form AJ Motorsport. We then have Deeks as Dean Wasaki. Hopefully we can get better at that through the season. We've got Deeks, who goes second at the moment, 45. He's teamed up with Halty, as we can see in the green car, start third and fourth at the moment on timings. The name of their team is H&D Motorsport. We've also got Alfie and Swim Fins. They're teamed up, you can see, so in the green, darker green, for Register Racing. We then also have KJ Argent. He's teamed up with Peaceful Explosion in the Tin Top Tours entry. We then have Dean Wasaki, as we just mentioned, expecting a new baby boy. He's teamed up with TMLS for this campaign, and their team name is Team Wakisakid.
Team Wakisakid.
So then we also have two of the guys from Class A last season, Rebby and Starscream. They've teamed up for this one, and they're known as Wiggle Racing. So
some brilliant names.
We've also then got 4 new entries to the league this season, as we mentioned. BTC Reed, who doesn't appear to be in the server, Matt.
No, doesn't seem to be here at the moment.
No, so we've got BTC Reed and his teammate Greeny, who's currently 4th. So no team name confirmed for them yet. And then we also have Don Productions, as we've seen on screen, currently in 2nd. He will be teamed up with James Dudley, who isn't here also.
Yeah, he's unable to make tonight.
So 1 or 2 missing from the grid tonight, but still should be a great evening. If you want to maybe jump on board with someone, Matt, for a lap.
Yeah, let's find someone for a lap. Here we go, we'll start with TMS or Alfie. There we go, we're on board with Alfie as they come down towards Redgate Corner then. As you can see, just crossing the pit lane down into 3rd, drops down to 2nd. I think TMS, no, someone with on the inside. keeping it on the power, then all the way down the Craner curves. How brave are you while you're side by side with someone down the Craner curves? It's a very tricky corner, easy to slide on. Try not to touch the grass there as you brake, braking point into the old hairpin corner. Take a bit of the curve, try not to run too far out wide. You will pick up a slow down penalty there. Got a little left-hander here as you climb back up the hill towards McLean's. Again, a little left-hander bend, bit bumpy on into braking. And you pick your braking point there, drops to third, down into second. Tries to touch the apex there, he does. Clips the curve on the left-hand side. We're up towards Coppice now. Probably a tricky corner on the track, one of the most trickiest corners I struggle with. And round Coppice nicely there for Alfie. On the power, down what is the Dunlop straight. Obviously no Dunlop bridge there anymore, unfortunately. Into fourth gear, pick your braking zone ready for the chicane. You've got traffic in front, as you can see, as they come into what I'm being told is the Fogarty S's. That's the car from behind go through. Quick through to the chicane from Alfie, a bit of a slipstream on the way through. Down towards on the Wheatcroft straight, also the start straight, and sets a time on what's it good for. But it's 1.9 seconds better, and it puts him 7th place at the moment. So a good lap there from Alfie at the moment. Ben, I want to get your thoughts on going into Group A. Obviously, yourself and a lot of the quick guys gone up into in Group B. A lot of the guys gone up into Group A. It was quite dominant last year. It's really an open group now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, Matt. A lot of pre-season testing been going on with the Group A guys, and it's been very close. It's it's going to come down to who can keep it on the road. I think is going to and be consistent and collect points throughout the season. Definitely. We've had a couple of the Group B guys in testing with us as well, who've been as been quick as us as well. So we should see a much closer difference in the qualifying times between Class A and Class B this season. But yeah, back to the Class A, definitely going to be really exciting. Some really good team names, really good partnerships that will all be revealed tomorrow night when the Class A guys hit the track. So it should be another exciting season, definitely. Yeah,
definitely. I think one partnership we can just confirm for you is that me and Ben will be partnered. We're not going to give the team name away just yet, but me and Ben will partner each other, not just in the commentary box for you this season on Group B, but also on track. As you can see, Rebby's on pole, a second quicker at the moment. We're on board TMLS as it comes down towards the chicane. Shout out in the chat to Tyler. Tyler's in the chat with us. Obviously, does a good job setting up the league each season. And we're back going again, Ben. It's good to get going again, good to get properly back on the track with the season underway here.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of testing can go on pre-season, and there's just a little bit of laxy-daisy from the drivers. No one's taking it too seriously, so it's really good to get their head in now to get some proper competitive racing.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we've got Min Adam back. Sorry to interrupt you there. Min Adam's name's on the bottom of the time screen. The Lagmobile from last season, that still doesn't look very optimistic.
No. Unfortunate for Min Adam now. Could cause some incidents, particularly him dropping down from Class A. He should be up there in Class B, definitely midfield runner. So hopefully this lagging car doesn't cause too much problems for those guys, particularly in a car, the GT5, that can be very bunched, close racing. So hopefully we can see him get those connection issues sorted.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the Prestige Man Ginetta Junior Championship here, who was of course won in Group B last year by a little. Each makes a step up to Group A obviously tomorrow night. It's a tricky car, isn't it? It's a slow car that you've got to get your head around. It's one that you can throw into corners, Ben, but it can sometimes be tricky to drive as well.
Yeah, it's definitely all about your exit speed in these cars. They're so slow. I always treat them kind of as if it was like a rental go-kart. You have to be extremely smooth with them, and it's very easy to scrub what little speed that these cars do produce. Probably one of my least favourite on the grid from all the cars we have tonight. But yeah, again, because they're much slower, and some find them easier to handle than others, but it can bring really close racing. So that first lap down, as we can see THR coming down through the Craner curves to the old hairpin, should be pretty hectic.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, Big Boy Brazier and TMLS are in the pits. They're probably not going to get another lap in now with 33 seconds on the clock. It's Rebby on pole with Big Boy Brazier. Don on debut. Don Productions in third place, so a good debut for him so far. It's TMLS in fourth. Starscream in fifth. KJ Argent in sixth. Min Adam is up to seventh, even with his lag problems. That's Deeks in P8. Alfie's in P9. Holty 10th. Peaceful Explosion 11th. Dean Wisocki 12th. Greeny in 13th, and Swimfins bringing up the rear in 14th at the moment. So his qualifying's over. A red car you can see in the distance is going to put in his final time of the night. Here's Dean Wasocki coming to end his lap. That's Rebby who's done. Someone pulling into the pits here. So Big Boy Brazier, Don Productions, TMLS, Minadam and Greeny are done. Here's Starscream. Rebby
someone's off. It looks like THR just stopped in the middle of the track.
And has that put Dean Wasocki wide there? That looked, Dean Wasocki was wide. So that's probably ruined his lap. KJ Argent, that is a bit of a dangerous place to park it. Dean's put it in the pit. So Peaceful Explosion, the only man who can really challenge Rebby's time at the minute. Here is Alfie. Can he get any better than 10th? 2.5 seconds behind. He's got to make up from somewhere as he comes to cross the line. Where does he finish?
Oh, and a great lap from Alfie there.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
Up to third there, only 8 tenths back, so he's gained over a second that time. So a good lap from Alfie there. Again, this Donington track is very technical, so if you can put the head down and put in a decent lap, you can really shoot yourself as the leaderboard. How about Deeks? No improvement that time round. No
improvement for Deeks, so he's going to start down in P10. There's that Swimfin's behind. Not quite sure. There's also a green car behind that. That was Holty, who's just gone up into P3. 7 tenths off. Kieran's still in the middle of the track. Not sure what's happened with Kieran. But Rebby gets the first pole of the night then.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's finished. Kieran's the only one that hasn't finished, so that's why we can see all the cars still circling on a slow down lap. TMLS in the chat asks what Kieran doing. He ruined loads of laps. Potential disconnection maybe. Unless he's pitted and it's just some sort of lagging issue. But yeah, as we said, Rebby on pole, so straight down from Group A, and he's put it on pole here for Group B.
Yeah, fantastic lap from him, 6 tenths quicker than Big Boy Brazier. And you have to say, Ben, that is pretty much... That should, if you can carry that pace into the race, that's going to guarantee you a win here. Like say these cars get bunched up, so if you can do that pace lap after lap, you should be in for a good result.
100%. Rebby will be looking for a good start now. Again, these cars can bog down very easy as there's not a lot of power out of them. So he'll be looking for a very quick start now and get through the first corner safely.
Yeah.
Look for the likes of maybe Dean Wasocki from either 11th or 12th, Dean and Deeks in 11th and 12th to come through the grid maybe at the start. Also you got Rebby's teammate Starscream there in 8th. He can make some progress, so as again a great field of drivers from 1st to 14th, so we should see a lot of exciting overtaking throughout this race.
Yeah, definitely. Not quite sure what we're waiting for here. The timer has finished and we just...
I think Kieran is still stopped on track for some reason. That's the
with Kieran. But it's a pole position for Wiggle Wiggle Racing, and what we should just run through as well, you get a point for pole position, so Rebby gets the first point of the season in the Group B lads. Still waiting for Kieran. Not quite sure what's happened with Kieran here, but we are having a few problems. Everybody's parked in the pits waiting. Kieran doesn't seem to be moving anywhere.
I've just seen a message from Kieran that his game is froze. So whether he's going to leave the chat, leave the lobby or not, I'm not sure. If I can find out, I'll let you know. I'll let you know on the stream.
Yeah, no problem. I think has this affected the lobby in a way where we may have to start again and go with qualifying again. Yeah, TMLS in the chat. I think we have a game issue with it as Kieran, his class is still running. Normally when the timer runs down, that's it. It should leave us with the screen. And there we go. He's disconnected now, so we are now finished. So it's Rebby on pole from Big Boy Brazier, Holty in 3rd. Alfie gets a fantastic P4 for him. Peaceful Explosion in 5th. Don Productions on debut gets a 6th. TMLS 7th. Starscream in 8th. Minadam 10th. Deeks in 11th. Dean Wasocki in 12th. Greeny 13th. Swimfins in 14th. We've obviously lost Kieran from the grid, unfortunately.
So what's the predictions of everyone in chat? Is Rebby going to run away with this one?
Yeah,
let's love to hear what you think.
As the revs rise here at Donington Park, 1 light, 2 light, 3. It's green here for the start of the second season. Rebby didn't get the best of starts, but it's Big Boy Brazier who did, and he's already into the lead. That's Holty giving Rebby some pressure looking as they go down in toward Redgates. Big Boy Brazier, you can see him in Adam lagging in the background, and Holty has got past Big Boy Brazier and him. Rub doors, no, nothing too serious there. Is everybody through? That's TMLS round in the background. And people overtaking. Who was that? That's TMLS round. We didn't see who's caught up with him there and tapped him, but it's Holty out front. Cracking start, Ben.
Yeah, I think it was Greeny that tagged TMLS there. Seen him dropping down the order, but yeah, great start from Big Boy Brazier. Got an initial good start as he's got past Rebby there, it looks like. Rebby's got run wide, that could be a slowdown for him. But yeah, great start from Holty now, and he looked. Oh, there's a big collision behind. Is that Rebby?
Yeah,
Rebby
that's
and Don
Rebby.
Productions, yeah.
And Don Productions on debut with a bit of a clash, and that's Dean Wasocki who's going to capitalise on that and come through into 5th place. So he's had a fantastic start as well.
Yeah.
Kieran in the chat, Holty will win this. There's one prediction. Smithy says Don. Mark says Alfie. Great to see Mark in the chat as well. A regular towards the back end of the first season, and hopefully can be here for the second season. Obviously, as we know, Mark sponsoring the Noose class this year of the Formula Rookies, Ben.
Yeah, so big thanks to MP Geomatics for jumping on board for the Formula Rookie Championship. So I believe they're sponsoring a team tomorrow.
Oh, and that's two off in the background. That's Alfie and Peaceful Explosion who rub doors and are on the grass here down the start straight. They managed to keep it together. You can see Peaceful Explosion with the sponsorship sign on the car. That's Dean Wasocki in the background. He'll want to look to catch onto the back of this. Oh, that's Big Boy Brazier around.
Big Boy Brazier's off, yeah. I don't know what happened between Alfie and Peaceful Explosion there.
No, a rub of the doors, and Dean's now up into P4. Swimfins we've lost, he's disconnected. Hopefully he can rejoin us back. I think Peaceful Explosion's on the grass here, Ben. Rejoins nice and safely.
Yeah. I think he potentially slowed down, maybe. It's just backed out of it completely there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Definitely.
look at this.
That's Rebby, Big Boy Brazier, and I do believe...
Deeks, I think.
Yeah, all in the mix
so
here coming down the Craner curves.
A lot of carnage here on the first lap. As we've seen Adam lagging there. Unlucky Big Boy Brazier, great start there. Lost at turn 1 there on the second lap. As he's got Deeks coming up past Rebby now.
Yeah, good clean move there from Deeks into the McLeans, and he's going to set him up here as we come down towards the Dunlop straight. Does he make a move? No, not this time around. Just to give you a bit of clarification, you can see Holty and Dean Wasocki's number in red. That means a time penalty that will be added to the end of the race. So don't worry about this as Deeks in the slipstream pulls out on the Dunlop straight. Does he look to make a move into the chicane? These guys have passed Adam with the lag. No, not this time, but he's got to be careful of Rebby. Try not to sneak up the inside. No, he doesn't. Whereas Rebby seems to have not be there at the minute.
Tin Top Racing UK says in the chat, think Holty for the win, but don't want to say anything. And also, Craner Curves grass is proving to be the fastest route.
Definitely.
But he says just keep your foot in.
That's just typical Sutty for you there, but out front it's Holty who's 4.7 seconds clear of Alfie, who's done a cracking job to get to second. Dean Wasocki though from 12th on the grid is up to 4th.
Yeah, great start. As I said, Dean was one of my tips there in the pre-race warm-up to come from the back of the grid, so good start from him, and he'll be looking to catch up in Peaceful Explosion, who's hopefully Dean will be looking for Peaceful to start attacking Alfie and maybe close up for a podium position.
Yeah, definitely. There's a 6 minutes 24 remaining in this race. And that's Deeks with Rebby all over the back of him. Rebby and Big Boy Brazier going to want to make up for their incident. Well, Big Boy Brazier lost it and Rebby got spun around, so they're going to want to make up for their earlier starts. Here's Greeny in 8th place on his debut as well tonight.
So Greeny got caught up in that incident with TMLS on the first lap, so he's making his way back through the grid. We've heard tips that Greeny may be a potential contender for championships based on other leagues, so let's see if he can make any progress to the rest of the night.
Yep, nice to see new lads entering and joining. As you say, we haven't managed to get BTC Red 10 and James Dudley in tonight. That's a shame, but there's Peaceful Explosions coming through the first corner.
Peaceful looks to have got past Alfie there, Matt.
He does, you're right, and has gapped Alfie as well there. So did Alfie make a mistake somewhere? That's Dean sidewards at the top of the Craner curves, it looked like. Did he manage to hold it? No, must not have, as there's Big Boy Brazier. This isn't the easiest of places to try and pass someone who's going slow, but everybody seems through safe, so not the first corner Dean would have wanted there, and he's dropped down to 7th.
Interesting to note that we have Holty leading from Class B last season, Peaceful Explosion also. So the top 3 are all from Class B, and then Big Boy Brazier is the leading Class A from last season. So a good mix. We've also got Rebby in 6th, Starscream in 9th. From Class A last season, so yeah, a good mix in the grid at the moment.
Yeah, and this is the thing that's going to make Group E so widely open this year, Ben, is the fact that the guys that's come down from Group A either the guys from Group B have got that bit quicker, or the guys from Group A are just on pace with them straight away. This is going to be anybody's championship.
Yeah, I think definitely as a Group B runner last season myself, I could definitely see the bottom half of the Class B grid improving through the whole season, up until the last 2 or 3 rounds where they were almost on par with the quicker guys, and it made our lives a lot more difficult. And definitely if someone gets spun off on a first lap, it's like TMLS and Greeny had, it's going to be very hard for them to make up ground through the grid this season.
Yeah, definitely. As we're on board with Deeks, he's down in 6th place at the moment. There's Dean Wasocki just a bit wide out of turn 1, just on the grass a bit there. He's got Starscream catching up to him, but here's Alfie in 3rd now. Has a good 6-second gap behind, but he's only 6/10 off of Peaceful Explosion. Good running this for Alfie in the Register Racing team, on the back of Peaceful Explosion, who is a part of the Tin Top Tourers, with Kieran Argent, who's had to retire from the race, so is Swimfins.
Yeah, Alfie's teammate Swimfins also disconnecting as well, so still 12 runners around this track. It's pretty exciting, as you can see from the track map. We'll stay with Alfie for the minute, as he's looking to make a move on Peaceful Explosion.
Yeah, he's got to run on the Dunlop straight here. He looks in the chicane and does it with ease, Ben.
Yeah, a little tap from Peaceful there. Alfie was a little bit slow on exit, and when the cameraman picks him up now, where's Peaceful? Oh, he's giving him back the position after that nudge there. So Alfie takes 2nd.
I think Alfie clipped the red curb on the behind the normal curb, and I think that just slowed him down a bit, which caught Peaceful out. Yeah,
that's definitely going to play a big part on your exit out of that last corner, particularly in a few of the faster cars this evening. Not so much in the Clios. If you do clip it too much, you could get thrown up on 2 wheels, but some of the faster cars, such as the GT4s and Porsches, and even the rear-wheel drive BMWs in the touring car series, and they can get very sideways if you take too much of that curb.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, this has allowed Holty to go 9 seconds up the road, and he's away here, but this is Peaceful Explosion and Alfie battling away for 2nd place. Good little battle on track this is as well.
Looks like Rebby is closing in on Big Boy Brazier. Sorry to interrupt you there, Matt.
No, that's fine.
Big Boy Brazier and Rebby both on recovery drives, really. As
Rebby's round, he manages to hold it together, but on the grass a bit, and back on he gets.
Yeah.
But he's on
very
the other
tricky
side
corner
now.
That is.
And
very easy. It's a blind apex, and it can cause you to turn in too early, either giving yourself a slowdown penalty or forcing yourself to run wide then and clip that grass, as Rebby did there. And he now has Deeks all over the back of him. Deeks will look to get the move done up the straight.
And just behind Deeks as well as his teammate Starscream, who has passed Dean Wasocki. Dean Wasocki in a bit of trouble there in the background. He's got Greeny all over the back of him, but Deeks in the slipstream at the moment. As he pulls out, does he look for a move into Redgate? Up the inside? No, can't do it this time. You see in the background, Greeny's got his lights on with Dean Wasocki in front. Dean not having the best of times, and Deeks, can he hold it? Can he hold it? Yes, he can. He's going to be a bit slow, and that's going to let Starscream catch up coming down the Craner curves. Moves out the way. Well, knew he was the slower car, but that could have been an incident.
Starscream very close to getting the slowdown there. Cut that curve a lot, but I think he's got away with it, Matt.
Yeah, he looks like he has. I mean, he's already got penalties, so we can't tell if he has or not. That's Greeny who's forced his way past Dean Wasocki in a good move. And I think Starscream has actually gone off, Ben, because Deeks, Greeny and Dean Wasocki all up a place, and there he is. That is just before what was the old bridge that used to be there. That's just coming out the old hairpin on exit.
So
strange place to go
drop
off.
Right to the back of the grid. TMLS might be able to get up. Starscream looks maybe he's got going again now. Maybe he just had a few words to himself there.
Yeah, I wonder
thought maybe he was going to disconnect.
Yeah, it looked that way, but it wasn't to be. Here's Peaceful Explosion. Alfie looks to see. It looks as if he's gapped Peaceful Explosion a bit, and there's Big Boy Brazier on the back.
He's on the hunt, yeah.
So it looks like he's getting some good lap times in. As you can see, last time round he was actually 3 seconds quicker than Peaceful Explosion, so really getting the foot down.
Yeah, Big Boy Brazier with the fastest lap that time round, but it's not going to be enough at the moment with this guy, Holty, 12.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field now, and he's starting to come up to the first of the back markers. Hopefully these don't play too much hassle for him this season.
Yeah, that's it, and this will be the last lap. The time has gone to 0, so this will be the checkered flag for Holty. It's going to be a P1 for him on his first outing in Group B this second season. and he's really done it in style off the line well, Ben, and just drove a clean race.
Yeah, it's just, as you said, got a great start there. Just kept the head down, and lucky enough with the length of this track, no back marks interfered. But it is going to be Holty 009. It's going to take the first win of season 2 in the Prestige Junior Championship. Well done to you, Holty. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to him. It looks like Alfie's going to come home in second in what has been a fantastic race for him as well.
Yeah, again, Alfie put in a fantastic lap there towards the end. We got Peaceful Explosion to round out the podium. Big Boy Brazier, he'll be happy with that after spinning at turn 1 there at Redgate, so he'll be happy with 4th.
Rebby's going to cross the line in 5th, and that's Deeks who's going to cross the line in 6th as well. And there's Dean Wasocki 7th with Greeny in 8th, so a decent race for Dean Wasocki from 12th, was running in a good position before he span around himself. There's Don Productions, he's going to get 9th place.
Adam this could be a question to pose to maybe the admins later in the season, potentially, if it's really affecting the guys that are racing around them. May have to either sort out that internet issue or potentially hand over his place to someone else, as I see a couple of people in the comments suggesting as well. As I'm sure if we're seeing on screen, it's definitely causing havoc to the drivers on track as well.
Yeah, definitely. But in what
TMLS just coming over the start finish line, had that incident on lap 1 as well. He'll look to get it back now in the Clios.
Yeah, he will. He never seemed to recover from that, and it's not actually the Clios, Ben. We've got the Formula Rookies coming up next. But let's give you a quick rundown. It's Holty with a convincing win there from Alfie. Peaceful Explosion gets 3rd, Big Boy Brazier 4th, Rebby in 5th, Deek 6th, Dean Wasocki 7th, Greeny 8th, Don Productions 9th, Adam 10th, TMLS 11th, Starscream comes home in 12th. We lost Kieran and Swimfins from that, unfortunately. So, not the start they'd have wanted to their championship this time around.
Just to inform you there, Matt, I've been kicked from the lobby, so if I could get an invite before the next race.
Yep, we can sort that.
Adam with a little bit of lag and just been removed from the session there.
Swimfins isn't back near us. Let's try and get him back as well. Do you want to try and get Holty in for an interview? Yep, no problem.
So I'm still, still in as race director, it looks like, so that's alright.
So second season, let's just give you a read in some of the comments. Adam is lagging too much, a lot of people having issues with him. What a second place, says Tyler. TMLS, someone took me out on the first corner. Replay save may report. Guessing TMLS didn't read the memo about language and calling people out on the stream. I didn't put any language, I literally put 4 stars. Yep, let's keep the streams clean, and let's not obviously let's not get involved in things that we don't need to get involved in, as we wait and see if Holty is with us for an interview, as we are about ready to start. Are we all ready set, Ben?
Yeah, I think you maybe have to invite Holty. I don't think I can.
All right.
For this Formula Rookie Championship.
Yep.
So we have, as we said, Big Boy Brazier and Adam in the AJ Motorsport entry. You can see Adam there and Big Boy Brazier in the blue and white Formula Rookie. Deeks and Holty in the H&D Motorsport, running the green and black, dark green and black. Holty currently in the wrong car. Hopefully he gets that sorted. If we can tell him if he gets on stream. Alfie and Swimfins then in the Register Racing entry in the green and red Formula Rookie, as you can see there. KJ Argent, Peaceful Explosion, Tin Top Tours. They are running the red and white. So you'll see a lot of the teams running the same livery and colour scheme throughout all 6 classes that we have. So Kieran and Peaceful Explosion keeping the same colours there. We've also got TMLS and Dean Masaki in Team Wakasaki. They are in the black and blue Formula Rookie by the looks of it. And then we've got Rebby and Starscream in the Wiggle Wiggle Racing. They should be in red if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so they're in the red. And then, as we mentioned, BTC Reed and Greeny, no team or liveries confirmed, and also Don Production, James Dudley. And we are missing BTC Reed and James Dudley tonight. So we've got Greeny in purple and orange by the looks of it. And Don Productions, didn't get a chance to check there. Couldn't get Holty in for a chat anyway, Matt, by the looks of it.
No, so unfortunately not there. Adam Greenwood, which I do believe is Adam, is working on his connection, so hopefully he can get that sorted for later in the season. But like I say, Ben, running through these cars, they're a difficult car to get used to, and we've only had a few week break from the first to second season. This one's going to be a wide open championship as well. I don't think we can give a prediction at the minute. We've not seen everybody's pace. I did notice there though that Holty and Deeks and Swimfins and Alfie had actually had the same livery on for both teams there, so that's something that we need to resolve going forward to next week.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. I can have a look at the things here and see, but yes, a small problem that we can resolve for next week.
So not only a Drivers' Championship this season to focus on, you've also got the Constructors that you and your teammates are obviously going to want to try and win. As you can see, Kieran, the first one out on track, wanted to make up for his mishap in the first race. Yeah, like I say, Ben, not just the drivers, also the Constructors to win to focus on this season. That's something that's going to be playing on the minds of all the drivers, as well as, you know, individual for their individual performance as well as the team performance.
Yeah, of course. Instead of racing against 15 other competitors, you're only racing against 14 really. But depending on the teams, of course. You know, if you've got two teammates running first and second, are they going to battle each other this early on in the season, or are they just going to take it home first and second and take the points for the championship? I think there will be a lot of tactics played throughout the season. Maybe not so much in Class B. Maybe the Class A guys probably have their heads screwed on a tiny bit more. But I would think a lot of these guys as well would definitely have a lot of team tactics already planned out for the season and going into this race. So yeah, definitely an exciting addition to the championship. Again, adding to the additional car that we're seeing on track now, the Formula Rookie. Do you want to maybe join KJ Argent for a lap of this Donington track, Matt?
Yeah, let's go on board with KJ Argent. Disconnected from this first session and he's back here as we're on board with him then as he comes down towards Redgate. Pick your braking zone, drops down one gear into third, eases it round, doesn't drop into second, probably goes a bit slower than he wants, loses the back end on exit, he's in second now, back up into third, creating the curves, very slippy on cold tyres here. Got to make sure you can take it well, try not to scrub too much speed as you come round now, brake into the old hairpin into third, touches the curve nicely, loses the rear again. The car will slide around in these, Ben, this season as he drops to second, back up to third. Obviously felt like he lost a lot of time, comes back up the hill then towards McLean's. Fourth gear, brakes, drops down one gear, try and touch the curb, probably takes a bit more than he'd like and can't get on the power as early as. And again, very sideways, it's very crucial to get the tyres up to temperature here. Where does he brake? Just at the top of the hill and gets around nice and easy there. Now flat out down the Dunlop Straight. As you exit the final bend of Coppice on the Dunlop Straight you go. Down to the Fogarty S's, pick your braking zone. Kieran Argent decide to take here, brakes on the white line, probably touches a bit of grass on his braking into second, and again the rear decides to step out to him as we come through the S's, down the start finish straight under the bridge and across the line we go now, and it's a 1:23.3. Big Boy Brazier just does a 1:20.4 there, so already 2 seconds quicker.
Yeah, as you mentioned about these cars will slide around, Matt. As we mentioned before, all through season 1, always Big Boy Brazier just goes around there. There's a perfect example. All these cars in qualifying start on cold tyres, so it's up to the drivers to get the heat in, whether that be go on a one or two just outlap installation laps to get those tyres warm, or go hell for leather at the start as we've seen this season, an additional 5 minutes added to the qualifying session, so we're up to 10 minutes now on majority of tracks, so that should give the drivers a little bit more time to get some heat into their tyres.
Yeah, plenty of time for them. Greeny still hasn't left the pit. He just comes out now as I say that, actually. So he's now going to hopefully set a time. It's Don Productions up into 3rd place, with Rebby 2nd, Alfie's in 4th. Kieran Argent's dropped to 5th. Is that Dean or Deeks in 6th? This Swinfin's just gone wide on the exit to the chicane. It's Dean or Deeks in 6th place. It's Holty 7th, Peaceful Explosion 8th, Dean or Deeks in 9th, Menadam 10th. Swinfins comes across 11th at the moment. Here is Greener. There's TMLS, the only two to not set a time. Starscream has rejoined us. Didn't realise we'd lost him there. So he's joined us in time to get down for qualifying as Kieran crosses the line 2nd time round. Is he any quicker? Yeah, goes a second quicker, and it's good enough for 2nd at the minute. So still 1.8 behind Big Boy Brazier, and we know he's not going to improve this time round. He's had a spin. There's Dean Wasocki. He now goes 2nd, 2.7 quicker, just 2/10 off of Big Boy Brazier, but Holty's gone pole at the moment.
Yeah, so Holty stamping his mark after the first GT5 win of the season, so full of confidence he is. Yeah, I just had to check back on the team liveries there, so that's a mistake for the guys. We're in the same livery, so that'll hopefully be sorted for next weekend. But another great thing about the liveries, Matt, is we know who they are on track. So if we see someone going off in the background, it's not that hard to figure out who it is. So it definitely enhances the stream quality as well. So
yeah, that's it.
A great addition.
Yeah, a lot of confusion last season with a lot of people running in the same liveries, and I know you had it in Group A and me in Group B on the commentary that we just couldn't figure out who was who as we've lost Min Adam. That's Kieran bringing up an advertising sign and TMLS running over that. Holty leads at the minute, 4/10 quicker than Big Boy Brazier and only 6/10 quicker than Dean Wasocki. Here's Swinfins who's about to cross the line. What's he going to do? Any improvement from him this time round? I'm not quite sure, nothing's came up, but he stays 10th.
I think so, yeah.
Here's Kieran, does he go quicker? Yes, 2.5 seconds quicker into the 119s. TMLS, he's up into 7th place himself. A lot quicker there from him, so it's Kieran Argent. Holty's gone 2nd still. Here's Dean Wasocki, TMLS's teammate. Does he improve? No, not this time around. It's Big Boy Brazier who's gone on pole as well now by 3/10 to Holty. So Holty and Big Boy Brazier improving again. Don Productions, he's dropped down to 6th. Does he improve this time round? No, he doesn't neither. So finally
these guys now. Oh, sorry, Matt. These guys now will have started to put in some of their quicker laps, and you'll see a lot of their deltas being slower now as they're pushing that little bit too hard to try and get every inch out of that Formula Rookie car, and with only 3 minutes left. So you'll expect to see a few offs maybe as well now with guys pushing just a little bit too hard.
Definitely, and as you can see, not many cars spaced out on track. There's Greeny. He's 11th at the moment. Peaceful Explosion's just on a lap. That's put him up to P10. Starting to come into the 119s now, Ben. So time's really coming down. We've seen a few Group A lads in testing during the week, obviously a bit quicker. Do we think there's more? There's obviously more time to find here. Can these guys find it?
Yeah, I think Kieran is definitely an underdog for this race. He's been testing a lot with some of the Class A guys, so he will know some of the tips and tricks that they have. There definitely is a lot more time to be found. I think these Formula Rookies were running low
Big Boy Brazier set a fastest lap of 1:18.9, as you was just saying about getting into the low 18s. Big Boy Brazier is now in the 1:18s.
Yeah, I think definitely a low 18, even a 17, or even a 16 if I'm correct.
Yeah,
I think people have been doing 16.3, 16.4. Yeah, so definitely a lot of time still to be found for these guys. But again, not as much pressure on them to find that time as it is the second division. So, you know, they're all quite close anyways, because the top four separated by under 2 seconds. So we should be in for an exciting race for sure.
Yep, definitely. As you can see, Big Boy Brazier has a second gap now to Holty on the time screen. Just Holty's off, so he's not going to have a good lap here. Here's Dean Wasocki in 4th, Don Productions 6th, Deeks in 8th now. There's Alfie, that's Greeny who's just gone round there. See, just very easy there, Ben, to just pick up the livery of Greeny and recognise who it was instead of having to second guess yourself throughout the season.
The only addition now I'd love is if the track map had who was racing on it, so I'd know who's coming across the start-finish line.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll stick with Swim Fins now, see if he can improve. it definitely won't there after cutting the corner. That'll be an invalid lap and potentially a invalid next lap as well.
Yeah, which could ruin him in terms of getting a better lap time in next time around. He won't improve his time. Oh, he does actually. He goes 5.4 seconds quicker, so maybe not the invalid lap there, Ben, as he's only 13 seconds behind now, the leader. So does he get time for one more lap in, or is it invalid? KJ Argent's gone up into second. He's only just under half a second behind Big Boy Brazier now, but as you could see from that sector time, he's down at the moment. He should cross the line with another lap to go.
Yeah, I think Kieran was one of the first out on track, so based on his track position, I think he does have a good chance. We've got a few others crossing the line, I think, if I can find them. Here's Greeny, here's Alfie, he'll have time for another lap.
Yeah, Alfie goes up into P8. Yep. Here's Peaceful Explosion. Can he improve on P11? He goes quicker, but no improvement. Greeny's about to cross the line as well. He stays 10th. Here comes Starscream, currently sat 12th. And stays 12th. So even though it's a big improvement by 4 seconds, it's not enough to move him up a place. Here comes Rebby, currently P5 at the moment. Ahead of Team Wasaki, but behind Don Productions. Probably a bit too much curve as he's going to cross the line now. What's his lap time going to be? There's Deeks. Rebby goes P4 with that. There's Deeks. I'm not quite sure who that is, but Deeks has caught him in the chicane there. A bit of lag sort of brought him on.
Fins, yeah.
Green is in the pit, so he's done. So swim fin's done. That's Dean and TMLS. They're done. So Dean's 6th, TMLS 7th.
Holty just crossing the line, so he doesn't improve.
Yeah, he's
That's
third.
Rebby. Maybe start. I don't know who that one is.
No, that was Starscream crossing the line. He improved, but stays 12th again. Well, here's Big Boy Brazier and Kieran there, the two that we're watching. As we know, Holty's done. Here is Big Boy Brazier, but Kieran will cross the line first. We'll stay on board Kieran. Managed to make it round Copies this time round without losing connection, thankfully. And here we go. Michael in the chat. Oh, and Kieran's lost it. And he's put it into the pits. So it will be then Big Boy Brazier to take pole position in the first ever Formula Rookie Racing Group B.
Have we got one guy just behind Big Boy Brazier looking at the track map, or is that a finished car? I'm not too sure. It looks like...
I think that's Rebby. Big Boy Brazier goes even quicker, a mid 118. So this is Rebby. Can he do anything to get off a fourth? We'll find out. No, Rebby stays fourth, so it's Big Boy Brazier who takes the first pole in this class for this season, followed by Kieran Argent, 8/10 off at the end. Holty's in third, Rebby fourth, Don Productions in fifth, Alfie gets sixth in the end, Dean Wasaki's dropped to seventh, TMLS 8th, Peaceful Explosion in 9th, Deeks 10th, Greeny in 11th, Starscream 12th, Swimfins 13th, and we lost Min Adam. Just looking at the chat here, Michael Forsyth, is there any way to get in the B races at a later date? Michael, if you message the THR Racing League group, the admin will get in touch with you about that. The TMS are horrible on cold tyres, but it's lights out and away we go in the Formula Rookie. And what a start for Big Boy Brazier. Kieran got bogged down, and that's 3 of 4 cars who's passed him straight away. And look at this then, Ben, 3 abreast going into Redgate at the moment.
Oh, there's a big incident there behind. That looks like Dean, is it? Yeah.
It's Dean.
Someone in the air.
Dean's riding on the back of another car here. That is Kieran who he's riding on.
I think it was Peaceful, and Kieran's gone off too, so there's huge... Just crashes over, I can't keep up with it. There's someone gone off that looks like swim fins.
Peaceful Explosion's off as well. I think Dean Wasaki or Deeks is off at Redgate. Deeks is on his roof here.
Deeks is on his roof and it looks like it doesn't have a reset button on that wheel by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's Big Boy Brazier who got off the line well, but Holty in second place.
That's going to cause havoc for the guys into turn 1 next time round, Matt.
Definitely. Starscream's disconnected, so we've lost him from the race as well. It's Deeks upside down. Hopefully he can get racing. So Kieran and Dean Wasaki are coming together at turn 1. Let's see how they can do in this 10-minute race. It's Alfie who's up into third again, having a good
that's
night.
Holty gone. Oh, he's hit Alfie.
That's Greeny off in the background. On Productions wiggles his way through. So does TMLS, and that's Alfie collecting Greeny as he tries to spin it back round. That's Dean Wasaki with a time penalty at the minute. Deeks has managed to get it into the pits, so he's going to finish 12th in this race. It's Don Productions up to second at the moment, followed by TMLS in third. Big Boy Brazier now has a 5-second gap, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Don Productions there. Great start from him up to second. TMLS up to fourth as well, and he's going to have a look up the inside of Holty. So big reshuffle in this grid after a few incidents. Are they going to lock wheels?
I think Holty turned in on TMLS there.
Yeah.
TMLS was already up the inside, and that's put Holty in the gravel. As we see TMLS all over the back of Don Productions, took to the grass a little bit there. Holty's dropping down the order. Looks like he's been forced to wait for all these cars to pass in. TMLS can't get the move done. The slipstream in these cars, Ben, will work so well down the straight. It's going to be interesting to watch at the bottom of the crane of curves.
Yeah, I think a big thing as well, Matt, is the fact that these Class B guys need to remember they're open wheel cars. They're not tin top cars. You can't run door to door with your opponents into a corner. You're just going to lock wheels, as we've seen so many times in that first lap. So definitely have to be different and careful when trying to overtake as well. And it's as much on the guy that's being overtaken as well to make sure that they both get around the corner safely. So hopefully, it's the first race of the season. Hopefully they can improve on that for the remainder of the season.
Definitely, and as we can see, it's Don Productions in second. That's Dean Wasocki all over the back of Greeny, and the rear seems to step out on him. He's lost his engine cover from obviously a first lap incident. Can he get into that slipstream of Greeny as we come down towards the chicane to finish what is lap 3? 7 minutes left on the clock here.
So it looks like Deeks' car has been removed from Redgate anyway, so a little bit clearer for the guys now. Don Productions, great running from him now up to second on his Formula Rookie debut. I mean, everyone is on their Formula Rookie debut, but Don Productions on his season debut in the THR Racing League. TMLS better running from him in third now after that incident in the last race. And then we've got Alfie and Revy battling it out for fourth and fifth. Not a whole lot of battles on track there. We've seen Kieran going off there in the first lap at Redgate. Holty also getting caught up with TMLS. Greeny getting a little sideways there. These cars very slidey and very easy to get off there at the old hairpin, as we've seen.
Yeah, he's gone off, and that's like Dean Wasocki up into 8th place. So Dean trying to make a recovery drive. Craig Deacon, who is Deeks 45, ended up upside down, couldn't get the car to reset, unfortunately. Who was that off? That's Don Productions off in the background, so that TMLS in second. Revy's now third. Kieran's up to fourth. Alfie's fifth. Holty's got into sixth. So he's gone from second to seventh there, Ben. Obviously made a mistake at Coppis himself.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Don. Again, he's still only learning the track potentially, as we've got a big hold up here at the chicane by the looks of it. The track
that's Holty, Kieran and Alfie, who are 3 abreast near enough as they come down towards Redgate. Holty's got through though, and they sort of go single file now into the first corner. Kieran's going to be wary of what happened lap 1. You could just see him a bit earlier on the brakes.
As we mentioned, although Holty and Alfie run in the same livery, they aren't in the same team. Holty for H&D Motorsport with Deeks, as we seen him on his roof, and Alfie in the Register Racing team. Don had a look up the inside Alfie there. Good save from Alfie. The two of them are still going anyway.
Yeah, definitely a good save from Alfie there as Kieran runs a little wide. That'll probably be a slowdown. So far, time penalties for Big Boy Brazier, TMLS, Holty and Dean Wasocki. Not the best runners for Dean. He's at the back of this pack, so as you'll see, he's going to try and catch up. But a good little battle here. Don Productions into the back of Alfie there. Probably a bit more confidence in the car mid-corner. This is really allowing Big Boy Brazier and TMLS to pull away. And
Kieran's got to go. Oh, Alfie's gone.
Yeah, Alfie's round.
Off. I was just about to say, Matt, Kieran's got a good run out of this corner now. Let's see if he gets the move done with the slipstream.
Yeah, where does he look to make the move as they come down to the chicane? Is he going to make the move? I don't think he is this time round. Tucks it in behind Don. Does he look to get the better run out the chicane? Slipstreaming down towards the first corner. So Dean Wasocki's now up to 7th with Alfie spinning there. There he is in the background, and they can see Alfie as well, but it's Kieran who's probably not had the best exit to the chicane. Looks a bit further back this time round.
Yeah, I wonder, does Kieran, what's going through Kieran's head at the moment? Does he try and use that slipstream to work with Don Productions to get back up to Alfie? We know the two of them are quick, Don running in second at one stage. Or does he make the move and then try, tell Don, come on, let's go after Alfie together? It'll be interesting to see how this one falls out with just under 4 minutes left.
Definitely, Ben, like say, under 4 minutes left, and Kieran is still behind him as he couldn't get the move done into the old hairpin. But they're side by side now as they come up towards McLean's. Kieran on the grass now, tucks in behind. Obviously, had a bit of a slowdown as he touched the grass, lost the traction. Go around McLean's towards Coppis now. Kieran just can't seem to get the move done here, Ben.
No, yeah, Don running a good solid race. You know, he's not having to defend yet. Oh, Kieran's got the grass there.
Oh, and Kieran's gone off wide, and does that allow Dean Wasocki to come through? I can't see Kieran rejoining. Here comes Dean, here comes Alfie. There's Kieran facing the wrong way, so yes, Dean up to 5th, Alfie now 6th. That is Holty behind Kieran, who was coming round and peacefully. Oh, in fact, Holty looks like he's made a mistake.
Holty's had an incident, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I see on the times there, Holty was close to Rebby, so potentially a collision there, or else just a mistake of his own.
Definitely. Rebby, though, is catching to the back of TMLS. Only 2 seconds within them two. Big Boy Brazzy is just having a cruise at the minute, Ben. He's just absolutely in a world of his own.
Indeed. 15-second gap he has now over the rest, and he can just put it in second gear and ride this one the whole way home if he wanted to. A great showing from Big Boy Brazier there after the incident in the first race, so he'll be looking to get the first win of the MP Geomatics Formula Rookie Championship this season.
Yep, new championships, new title sponsor, don't forget. Thanks to Mark and the guys at MP Geomatics for sponsoring this one.
And the first win of the season, hopefully, for AJ Motorsport as well. So a new team into the championship this season. Good start for them. Big Boy Brazier's teammate Adam has disconnected, obviously. Disconnected. So although they're going to get the points for first place and for pole position, who's probably
potentially with that lap as well, fastest lap at this rate.
Yeah, TMLS and Deke is TMLS and Dean Wasocki, probably going to be leading the constructors after this race, running 2nd and 5th. It'll be very close, definitely, though.
Dean Wasocki's caught to the back of Don Productions here since he's managed to get Kieran off his back since Kieran lost it. Dean's caught up to the back of him. We've got 1.5 minutes left, so probably enough time for 2 laps. 2 laps is enough for him to catch Don Productions here, Ben. Just under a second now. And
it looks like we've got swim fins up ahead as well, so could that cause a bit of havoc for the guys now as they come down to the crane curves and into the old hairpin as well?
Is that swim fins or is that Rebby?
That's swim fins, yeah.
Fins. Rebby then must be just in front of swim fins as he's just gone wide. That's probably going to be a slowdown, as well as trying to stay out the way. Stays out the way of Don Productions. Dean has to take to the grass. I don't see why. Swimfins looks fair enough over to one side.
That's definitely going to be a slowdown for Dean, potentially, as well. Even if you run wide and it doesn't affect you at all, you can still get slowdowns in this game.
Yeah,
so he'll be wary of that.
It is the silly thing about it. You can lose more time than what you actually gain, and it still gives you a slowdown penalty.
Indeed, and as a lot of our guys have probably seen, beta releases of Project Cars 3, so hopefully the guys creating that game can maybe sort out them track limit bugs.
I'd just like to take you to the comments in the live stream. Mark Phelan, trophies are ordered and ready to be delivered to the winners of Group A and B at the end of the season. So Mark, obviously MP Geomatics, sending trophies out at the end of the season to the winners of A and B, similar to what Tin Top Racing UK did last year for the Clio Cup, which comes up next. As we're on the last lap here, and Big Boy Brazier and TMLS have that big a gap for first and second at the minute that they can put it in cruise. But it's Don and Dean who are close on track at the moment. Who's that off? That was Alfie.
That's Alfie.
And that's allowed Kieran up the back of Alfie as they come down the crane curves. Can Kieran get the move done this time around?
Alfie will be looking for swim fins to move out of the way. His teammate here, is it going to cost him? Swim fins has pulled out of the way.
I'm just being informed, Ben. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just being informed from the admin of the group that Lil Trev is going to come in for Minaden, who's going to pull out of due to connection problems. So Lil Trev is going to race as Big Boy Brazier's teammate for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Which is why we're seeing him join there. Kieran can't seem to get the move done into McLean's. Taps Alfie in the rear and spins Alfie round. As we say this, Big Boy Brazier, I think, has crossed the line. Race is complete, so a big congratulations to Big Boy Brazier. He's that far out in front. He takes the first win of the MP Geomatics Formula Rookie. That's TMLS, who's going to come home in second. Here comes Don Productions. Rebby's going to get third. Don Productions looks like he's going to just miss out on a podium in fourth, with Dean Wasocki fifth.
Looks like Kieran's given Alfie back the place after that incident, Matt.
Oh, that's nice to see then from Kieran. Obviously, clearly knew he'd done wrong and gives Alfie the place back. So Alfie will cross the line in sixth place. Kieran will come home in seventh. That's Peaceful Explosion. No, Holty's going to... No, Peaceful Explosion gets eighth due to Holty's penalties. So Peaceful Explosion 8th, Holty in 9th there then, as we run down the rest of the field. So it's Big Boy Brazier with the win, TMLS in second place, Rebby third, Don Productions. A good debut for him in fourth, Dean Wasaki fifth, Alfie in sixth, Kieran seventh, Peaceful Explosion 8th, Halty 9th, Greeny in 10th, Swimfins 11th, Deeks 12th as we lost him from the start.
As I mentioned, AJ Motorsport getting their first victory of the season there, so congratulations, Big Boy Brazier. Also, shout out to TMLS in the chat, first THR podium, so congratulations to you, TMLS, and following on from your wins in other leagues during the week. So, good week for TMLS so far. As we move on to the Tin Top Racing UK Renault Clio Cup, Matt.
Yep, definitely. The guys join us in the group every stream. They're here, the Tin Top Racing UK guys. This is going to be an interesting season. The Tin Top Racing was won by Tyler last season in what was an epic battle with yourself, Ben, in Group B. Tyler picked you at the end.
Yeah, Tyler was just a little bit more consistent throughout the season. One or two, I think his worst finish was second place, so a good few wins at the start of the season. I began to, me and Gary began to put the title fight to Tyler towards the end of the season, but at that stage it was a little bit too late. So definitely have the pace this season anyway from testing, so looking forward to getting going tomorrow night for sure.
Definitely. TMLS in the chat says first TGR podium, so a podium for Team Wacky Sakid. Kieran, are the team points for every class yet? The team points are for every class. I do believe there'll be 2 tables in each class, 1 drivers, 1 constructors. And Dean says thanks to whoever took me out in the first corner. Dean, if we can not put negative comments in the stream, we're trying to keep that for the admin guys. Let's keep everything to a
just
nice,
to let
clean
you know
level.
that's Keegs in the comments, not Kieran.
Keegan, sorry, apologies,
Keegan.
Yeah. Just letting everybody obviously select their team liveries for the year, and then we'll be underway. So as we said, Lil Trev, I do believe, is in the lobby for... Yeah, he's there. He's in the lobby. He's in for Minadam, who's going to start this season. Just wait for a few more green thumbs up for people to say that they're fine and ready to go.
Lil Trev clued in anyway. I can see he's selected the same livery as Big Boy Brazier, so good job.
Let's try and get Big Boy Brazier in for a chat.
We'd love to get his thoughts on that first victory for him this season.
See. As I do believe this is also a 10-minute race, and then we up it to 15 minutes for the final 3. So should be interesting. Let's see if Big Boy Brazier joins us. The thumbs are ready. So let's get ready to qualify here at Donington Park National. See if Big Boy can join us during qualifying. We'll have a quick chat with him.
Are we sure this... I think the Clio is potentially supposed to be 15 minutes if I'm correct, Matt.
Oh, are they? Oh.
It's okay, we can let it slide this once.
Yeah. New changes coming in with the extra league this year, so some leagues dropping short.
I had a message from Holty as well to say he has no headset, so that's why he couldn't talk in the first race.
No,
he hopes to have one for next week.
That's what
so
we're
obviously
on.
Looking to continue on with a few more wins next week potentially.
Sutty in the chat says, come on Kieran, don't let me down, no pressure. Kieran says, not having a good night. Game throws on the start line and he got collected at turn 1. As we're here at Donington National for the Tin Top Racing UK Renault Clio Cup. They're in the chat as always. Really a championship last year that was really close up until the end, Ben. Good fun these are to drive.
Yeah, again, they can twitch out a little bit, particularly on cold tyres and qualifying. So you really have to keep the power down, as we just see Swimfins disconnect, and hopefully you can get back in time. If that car starts to slide, you really have to keep the power in and just keep it planted, as we see little Trev going off there. Yeah, but again, great fun to drive, and can bring some really close racing, as we've seen throughout the whole of Season 1 for both Class A and B. So we should be in for another treat here.
Definitely. So at the minute we haven't got Starstream on there, so that's not helping Rebby in the constructors, and Swimfins has left. Hopefully they can get back in this qualifying session. Here's Big Boy Brazier. Obviously now teammate partnered by Lil Trev, as Minadam has pulled out of tonight due to connection problems. Love Trevor's going to fill in for him. Swinfin's back in the session then, that's good to see.
So I think we'll ride on board a Big Boy Brazier for a lap, Matt. I'll talk the guys through the lap in these Clios.
Yep, definitely.
So as you can see, Big Boy Brazier now coming through the final chicane to start a lap of the Donington National Circuit in the Tin Top Racing UK Renault Clio Cup. As I mentioned, cold tyres, so look for Big Boy Brazier to get the car sideways to be a little bit quicker. As we go down to third gear, you can see that car starting to kick out as it runs a little bit wide. Potentially that'll slow him down now, probably an invalid lap, but we'll continue to ride with him as he comes down through the Craner curves, grabbing fifth, getting right in on that curve. You can see the car will start to twitch, so you have to really be careful on the throttle. Again, on the brakes, the car is going to kick out as you drop down to fourth through the old hairpin, up the hill then through sector 2 as we go down to Big Boy Brazier takes down fourth. See a lot of guys dropping to third as well, just to get a little bit more of a better exit. Again, dabbing the brakes, using the sideways motion of the car to keep you keep a good exit speed, keeping it nice and pinned down to where the Dunlop Bridge was into the last two corners of chicane. Big Boy Brazier drops to third, rubs a little bit too much of the curve there. Could be a slowdown. Up to fourth then, and most likely not a lap time set by Big Boy Brazier there as we imagined. So he'll be looking to keep it clean this time around.
Yeah, definitely. Tin Top Racing in the chat. Enjoy the cold tyres, folks. So interesting there. Rebby running in a red and white, white and black rubber with a red trim. There's Kieran Argent. He's going to look for a good result at the moment. Puts it on pole provisionally. Dean Wasaki goes fourth. Deeks has gone up into second. Speaking of Deeks, join us tomorrow night on the THR Racing channel, same time, where Deeks will be your commentator tomorrow night. Here comes TMLS round Coppice. There's his teammate Dean Wasaki.
Alfie for his first time
goes ninth. See a lot of drivers cutting into that pit lane just to give them a bit more of a wider entry into turn one, Ben.
Yeah, no track limit penalty for that, so you'll see a lot of guys doing that. So you see TMLS doing it there, keeping that right wheel off the white line from the pit exit to try to get a good run out of red gate.
Bit of a shout here to Greeny, Ben. He was only 2/10 off of Kieran in second place at the moment.
Yeah, so as we said, Greeny very quick in other racing leagues coming into this, and we look forward to seeing him and BTC Reid, his teammate, another quick driver. So definitely should see these guys up the front half of the grid contending for championships in both the drivers and constructors this season for sure.
Definitely was down board him as he's about to come out the chicane now and looks to set his second time. Dean Wasaki's just gone into second place, so good luck from him. What does Greeny do? Quicker, but not quick enough to improve there. Unfortunately, it's a Dean Wasaki 7/10 off of Kieran. Kieran's gone a bit quicker as well. Good luck there from Dean Wasaki. Good luck from Kieran. The top three separated by a second. After that, it's Deeks in fourth, who's 2 seconds back. So the top three really on it so far.
Little Trev just coming out of the pits there for whatever reason, went back to the pits.
Here's Big Boy Brazier, pole in the Formula Rookie, winning the Formula Rookie, fastest lap in the Formula Rookie. Literally had a clean sweep there. What's he going to do as he comes down towards the chicane? Got a nice lonely bit of track there, Ben, as you can see on the track map. So he should be able to get some laps in without anybody getting in his way. If he makes a mistake, it should be of his own accord. Comes down the start, indeed. Finish straight.
There we go, almost a second ahead on pole there. So Big Boy Brazier, one to watch in for the rest of the Class B season. Definitely the favourite for a number of championships based on his Class A pace. Probably a little unlucky, Matt, not to be in Class A this season, just missing out by the smallest of fractions. So the rest of the guys definitely have a lot to work and improve on to catch up to Big Boy Brazier and his pace.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody got to get their fingers out to catch this man. Like you say, nearly a second quicker already. Swimfins loses it. Chicane manages to collect it. Stays out of people's way. Yep, that little Trev there. He's about to set a time. Is it any quicker? Can he match his what is now teammate? Crosses the line. No quicker there. Swimfins still not set a time neither. Holty's gone third. Rebby in 11th. There's TMLS. He's about to cross the line. He's P9 at the moment. Can he get it up there? It was second in the Formula Rookie. Goes quicker. It's only good enough for 7th though. The problem that we had in Group B all season, we've got DEA in 4th and DEA in 5th. That's either Deeks or Dean. Big Boy Brazzy's about to finish another lap. Does he go even quicker? No.
Only 600ths off his whole lap there, so definitely more time to find for Big Boy Brazier. With 3 minutes left, should get 2 more laps in at least, Matt. So we potentially could go quicker. How about KJ Argent? Can he get any closer to Big Boy Brazier?
He doesn't. A tenth slower that time around. That's Dean Wasocki behind. Does he improve? No, doesn't seem to. He's 4th and it is Deeks in 5th. No, Deeks has now just gone to 3rd. So
I think Deeks that was Deeks, yeah.
Yeah, Deeks just crossed the line. Here's Holty, his teammate. He was coming to the chicane. Clips that second part of the curb. Runs wide onto the curb there. Normal line coming out the chicane. What does he do this time round? Any improvement on 4th? No. So no improvement there.
We'll just have a look in some of the comments. Tin Top Racing UK says, enjoy the cold tyres, folks. I've been on 2 wheels in the Clio, driven by Mike Epps after hitting the all-red sausage curb at the chicane. So Tin Top Racing UK has a fair idea of what we mean by going on 2 wheels. It definitely will compromise your exit out of that last corner, Matt. TMLS goes very wide there. Through. I wonder, is that a slowdown?
I'm not quite sure if that's a slowdown or not. That was Greeny leaving the pit, so he's going to be on cold tyres for... He's probably going to get 1 flying lap in. Maybe feels a bit more confident on the colder tyre. There's Peaceful Explosion down in 9th place. Not really seen the best of Peaceful Explosion. Had a good start to the evening and not the best of qualifying sessions here at the moment.
Yeah, he's 7/10 up through that delta now, so we'd look to see him moving up 2 or 3 positions here.
Yeah, definitely. He comes through the chicane this time round. How far is he off the leader? He's 1.9 seconds. Crosses the line. Now, flash of the lights, 1 second quicker. That's put him P2, Ben. That's a heck of a lap. Yeah,
great lap from him now, and put him 1/10 clear of KJ Argent, his teammate. So we've got Tin Top Tours first, second and third, apologies. So they're out on a charge in this Clio Championship with Big Boy Brazier's teammate Little Trev all the way down in 12th. So Tin Top Tours could be one to watch for the Tin Top Racing UK Clio Cup Championship, sponsored by their team.
Just want to point out, Ben, that if you look at the gap between 2nd and 9th, it's 1.1 seconds between them, which isn't a lot of time.
No, definitely.
So that just shows how good a lap Big Boy Brazier has put in, and he's that confident he's pitted.
Yeah. There's definitely pretty close between majority of the grid. If we see these guys running in a train for the first few opening laps, one mistake could lose you 3 or 4 places, as we've seen time after time in these Clios. So as usual, I don't think I have to say it, we're definitely in for a treat in these Clios, as always.
As Kieran will get another lap in. That's Dean Wasocki. Is he going to get any better? Deeks has gone quicker. Deeks has gone second. No improvement from Dean Wasocki, but they'll get another lap in, them two will. Everybody that crosses the line now is finishing. Greeny on the cold tyres. Here comes Don. What's Don going to do? P7 at the moment. Stays P7. Rebby stays 10th. Rebby on pole in the Janetta Juniors. 10th in this. Holt is 5th. He's done for the night. Kieran's also done. He's pitted, so obviously down on his time. Here comes TMLS. Currently in P9. Is he going to improve any at the moment? Drops to P10 now as Greeny's gone 9th. TMLS goes 5th. What a lap that is. That's knocked his teammate down to 8th now. But Dean Wasocki is on a lap with Deeks. Here comes...
Oh.
That's KJ Argent. He's in the pits. Dean Wasocki's on the grass, so that's going to do his lap no good. Sorry, Ben.
I think we've got Alfie or Swimfins. Alfie's just crossed the line, so Swimfins still yet to set a lap. Can he get himself off the back row of the grid.
Yeah, definitely. That's Deeks behind him, so Swinfins makes some mistakes. Hopefully that's not going to cost him any time. Deeks right on the back of him. You can see a bit of ghost in there. Deeks comes down the line. This could challenge for pole position. What's Deeks going to set? No improvement.
No improvement. I thought Deeks could have been on a flyer there, considering he continued, but no improvement, as you said, Matt.
So it's Big Boy Brazil who takes the pole position in the Tin Top Racing UK Clio Cup. Deeks in second, Peaceful Explosion third, KJ Argent fourth, Greeny up into fifth, TMLS sixth, Holty seventh, Lil Trev eighth, Dean Wasocki down in ninth, Don Productions 10th, Rebby in 11th, Alfie 12th, Swimfins 13th, and that is your grid.
Yeah, don't forget Starscream disconnected from the session, so he hasn't got in. So we're only down to 13. Rebby's going to have a lot of work to do for Wiggle Racing.
Here's 2 lights, 3 lights. It's go here at Donington National. A good start from Big Boy Brazier. Who else gets off the line? Well, it's Peaceful Explosion and Deeks side by side. Kieran's coming to help his teammate out. In fact, Peaceful Explosion is up into the lead already, so maybe not the best of starts for Big Boy Brazier. Deeks up the inside. They lean on each other through turn 1. All through cleanly there. Everybody looks through cleanly. In fact, this time around, that's good to see. But it's Peaceful Explosion out in front. A good gap already to Big Boy Brazier. On the brakes into the old hairpin, you'll see the car sliding round. The backends come out. Greeny tapped. Who was that? I think that was Deeks. He tapped round. Deeks has dropped down the order.
Holty's gone. It's Holty.
Oh, apologies there. Holty's off. Who's that off as well?
Whoa!
Who is that? It's Deeks who leads from Kieran. Was that Peaceful Explosion who was out in front?
Yeah.
And where's Big Boy Brazier gone as well? He's dropped down to 8th. Maybe these two have had a coming together there. We missed that. So did Big Boy Brazier and Peaceful Explosion have a coming together, but it's Deeks who leads from Kieran.
It looks so, Matt. Big Boy Brazier with a lot of damage there on the front of the car, so Peaceful Explosion, I'm sure he'll have something to say about that afterwards. As we've got now, Big Boy Brazier up the inside, Alfie, Lil Trev, hopefully try and make it through as well. Yeah. Who's that going up the inside?
Definitely. Peaceful. That was Don Productions up the inside. Oh no, it's Rebby.
Don Productions running the same livery as Wiggle Racing for this race. As it just hasn't got. Look at this, we've got a string of Clios going down into Redgate.
And this is what we said in qualifying, Ben, with a gap from second to ninth, 1 second. This is really going to bring them together with Big Boy Brazier down the order. Honestly,
it's like I'm playing a computer game with the controls here. How fast I'm having to move through all the guys. I don't know where to look, to be honest. There's overtakes everywhere. Is that Dean Wasocki going a bit wide?
No, that's Dean Wasocki and TMLS and Greeny trying to go through the both on him, and that's TMLS and Greeny off on the grass. So Dean Wasocki's up into 3rd place now. Who's that on the back of him? That's Big Boy Brazier. Up the inside into McLean's. He leans on Dean Wasocki and forces his way through. Dean tries to budge back but can't do it, and Dean's down to 4th. Big Boy Brazier up into 3rd. So a good move there into McLean's. Clearly caught Dean off guard and gets 3rd place. Here's Rebby and Don Productions. Don up the inside of Rebby and gets the job done for 9th place there. We should see Big Boy storm through this field after his lap time in qualifying. You see a lot of lights flashing. That's Alfie flashing Dean Wasocki and Greeny flashing Alfie there.
Yeah, it looks like a Christmas tree there. So a lot of kerfuffle there through the old hairpin up to the end of Sector 2. So I feel like admin might be busy with a lot of incidents after this one, Matt.
Yeah, definitely a few things to talk about. We'll have to see about that Peaceful Explosion one. And definitely Deeks wide, and that's allowed Kieran to have a run here. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, Deeks has run wide through Redgate. Now Kieran, be patient now into the old hairpin. Look for a good run out.
Definitely 6.5 minutes left. Kieran was patient in the Formula Rookie and couldn't get the job done. He might regret that, but in these cars you can lean on each other a bit, as we've seen already in this race. Comment in the chat, Gary131, don't panic, the King of the Hill is back to enjoy some racing. Didn't even realise you was here, Gary, if I'm going to be honest with you, but it's nice to have you in the stream anyway. You can see in the background Big Boy Brazier catching up to the back of these two. Dean Wasocki, the only guy with a penalty at the moment.
Big Boy Brazier also with a penalty, Matt, just see it there. So
he's just got it, yeah.
It looks like Deeks may have the edge over Kieran in terms of pace, but the slipstream is helping Kieran stay with him at the moment.
It is, and I think I saw Alfie side by side with Dean Wasocki into the chicane. We can't quite see that further back. He is. Dean and Alfie, they touch a bit, but Alfie's through. Good move from Alfie.
Yeah, Alfie really has stepped up this season now so far, as we can see here in the season opener. Some good results so far for him. So potentially an underdog for some podiums and wins this season.
Definitely. Does Dean look to try and come back at Alfie then? That's TMLS side by side with what looks to be Little Trev as they come out of Redgate. Little Trevor on wide, the side by side job done for TMLS there. So he's going to want to get back on the back of his teammate. Kieran really pressuring Deeks, and he's all over the back of him as they come up the hill towards McLean's. Does he look to get the move done? Deeks defending really well and driving well here, Ben. And again, keeps the door shut.
He's not lunging to the inside. Matt, he's keeping that racing line as much as he can, and it's helping him in these cars.
And here comes Kieran as a look up the inside of Deeks, and now thinks better of it. Thought I was going to touch there, Ben. Sorry to interrupt you, but Kieran looking now. Yeah,
definitely. He's just having to try and think outside the box, Matt, and instead of the chicane, I don't think he'll get the move done in the chicane unless Deeks makes a mistake through Cobbs. But so Kieran is going to have to think outside the box now and maybe look for an overtaking manoeuvre that may catch Deeks by surprise.
Mark in the chat says, is anyone counting how many times Ben and Matt say yeah definitely? So I think we need to stop saying yeah definitely tonight. As Kieran looks up the inside into turn one, and Deeks closes the door, gives Kieran plenty of room. Can he keep the card out there coming down the crane of curves? No, he can't. So Deeks, good job done there. Matt's favourite saying, other than anything to do with putting me down, I don't put you down, Gary.
I'd like to think that I don't actually say it, because I noticed Matt saying it, but I just never said anything. So yeah, Matt, I think you definitely need to stop that. Definitely.
Right, we need a different saying there. As Kieran anyway, looking all over the back, and you can see this is helping Big Boy Brazier catch to the back of him. We love you really, Gary. We wouldn't say a bad word about you.
The Big Boy Brazier is within 1 second now. He does have a time penalty though, so will he just settle for third with 3 minutes left, or will he push, try and break that gap? But Deeks really controlling the lead as someone's off in the background.
I think that's Dean Wasocki who's gone wide, so that'll allow TMLS through. Will Little Trev get through as well? Probably with the run he's got. Yeah, Dean Wasocki made the mistake coming out to Coppice and down 2 places.
As I was just saying there before we seen Dean go off, Deeks really controlling this race at the moment. Like Kieran isn't getting too close at the moment. Big Boy Brazier is now all over the back of him, so Kieran's going to have to try attack and defend at the same time.
Yeah,
this could allow Deeks to slip away here.
Sorry, Ben. Kieran needs to get this move done. As you can see, Deeks already getting a bit of a gap with Big Boy Brazier putting the pressure on KJR, coming down the crane of curves to the old hairpin. Gary's going to keep a count of the definitely's. Yeah, definitely's until the end of the stream, so we'll see what happens with that one at the end. It's Big Boy Brazier all over the back of Kieran now.
Good evening to Phil in the chat as well. He'll be joining us tomorrow night for his Group A debut. Another quick driver.
Another quick driver, Ben. I'd like to point this out. How good is that a debutant makes it into Group A? We said about Big Boy Brazier just missing out. A man who's making his debut tomorrow night, straight into Group A, so clearly a lot of pace to see from Phil tomorrow.
Yeah, we've seen Phil in the pre-season testing as well. The test at Long Beach was very quick. Could have maybe started at the back with the other Group A guys instead of qualifying on pole almost every race. So Phil definitely.
Big Boy Brazier pushing Kieran down the straight. Sorry there, Ben. Gets a better one out. The chicane pulls out. Probably the wrong side. He was pushing Kieran as they came out of the chicane. They're side by side going down the start straight. Who's going to have the better run into Redgate? Probably Kieran with the inside line, but can Brazier get the switch back? Seems to be what he's looking for, and has it worked there? Kieran tries to shut the door, but he's there. Side by side they are now in the crane of curves. They touch, rub each other, and Kieran sideways, both on the grass. Where's Alfie to let this? He's way back at the moment. They rejoin safely, but they touch there, Ben, for a moment.
Yeah, it's just hectic as Kieran's cut the corner there now, so that could be a slowdown. Yeah, it looks like he's had a slowdown, and Big Boy Brazier is going to inherit second place, although he does have a time penalty, so will Kieran be able to stick with him and take that second place back? But this has allowed Deeks 3 seconds clear now. Has led from pretty much start to finish in this race so far. Just over a minute left, so we will be going on to the final lap this time round.
Indeed we will. TMLS has dropped down to 11th, so I don't know what's happened there.
as he's just spun it as well.
Yeah, round at the crane of curves, does well not to collect anybody. Holty's just past him. There's Greeny running in ninth at the moment. He's all over the back of Don Productions, the two debutantes, having a good little scrap here at Donington Park. Come down towards the chicane.
Greeny had some good pace in the opening few laps of this race, Matt. He was in the top 4 or 5 at least. So just slipped back a little bit maybe because of some incidents, but he looks to have got a good run on Don Productions here.
He does indeed. And he had a look into the chicane, then he pulled out to the left a bit to have a look. Does he have a look into Redgate here and maybe make more of a move? 2/10 quicker than Don that last time around, so extra points on offer here as we, like you say, we're on to the final lap. Just can't seem to get that move done at the moment. Good battles up and down the grid all the time in these Clios, though. It's always the same. Little Trev on the back of Dean Wasocki. Dean with a time penalty. Little Trev with Big Boy Brazzy finishing second. Good points being scored for Team AJ Motorsport. Provided Big Boy Brazier can stay second, and Deeks is Coppice, and Big Boy Brazier is under a second to him. Interesting as they go down to the chicane. Deeks has got to get it nailed on here. I know Big Boy Brazier's got the time penalty, Ben, but he's got to get this right, and he does with ease. And it's going to be Deeks who's going to take his first win of the season and a win in the Tin Top Racing UK Clio Cup. Big Boy Brazier is going to get second and keeps second. No, loses second to Kieran. I thought he kept it there, but lost it in the end. So obviously, penalty's too much for him.
Alfie in fourth, another good running from him, as it looks like Lil Trev has taken. I think Dean has dropped back a lot on penalties there. So Lil Trev gets fifth, Rebby in sixth, Don Productions up to seventh, Greeny eighth, and then Dean dropped down to ninth. So a lot of slowdown penalties for Dean there. But big shout out to H&D Motorsport of Deeks and Holty, their second win of the season for the team. So good opening weekend. We'll say weekend, it's a weekday for H&D Motorsport.
Definitely. What has been a fantastic start to their Constructors campaign in 2.
To round out the grid then, we can just see Peaceful Explosion 10th. Holty, Deeks' teammate, down in 11th, so not a great result for Holty that time round. TMLS in 12th got caught up in a few more incidents, and Swimfin's going to round out the grid for Register Racing in 13th.
Yep, so we'll just run over the grid quickly there then. So it was Deeks with his first win of the season from Kieran Argent, Big Boy Brazier in third, Alfie fourth, Lil Trev fifth, Rebby sixth, Don Production seventh, Greeny eighth, Dean Wasocki with 5-second time penalty down in ninth, Peaceful Explosion 10th, Holty 11th, TMS 12th, and Swimfin's bringing up the rear in 13th. So
don't forget, Peaceful Explosion was up in the air on that first or second lap.
Yep.
So
he led, didn't he, off the start, got into first, and him and Big Boy Brazier seem to have a coming together.
Yeah, I don't think we can call these results official. There will be a lot of incidents to be looked at by the stewards after this. So unofficial results as always.
Yeah, we'd just like to thank Tin Top Racing UK. We'll catch you tomorrow night for the Group A race, and we'll see you next week for the Group B results. Thanks for having you here as always.
Yeah, thank you guys. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. So we just have a quick look in the comments, Matt. Obviously, Tin Top Racing UK congratulating Deeks on the victory. Gary also saying by Mark there, back in Alfie, the Scotsman. Michael Matthews, who's Peaceful Explosion, obviously not happy with that incident that sent him into the air, so he'll be gone to the steward's room after this event. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So an exciting first 3 races of this Class B season, Matt. What have we to look forward to now in the GT4s?
Yeah, definitely the GT4's just waiting for everybody to get their liveries and their the right car. These are going to be exciting, aren't they, on car tyres, especially in the qualifying sessions. Waiting for Swimfins as well. We've invited Deeks into the party, hopefully for a quick interview session. We're obviously winning that race. These are going to be fun to watch, Ben. We know how gentle you've got to be on the throttle instead of getting the power straight down. It should be some fun to watch here.
Hiya, boys.
As Deeks joins us now. Deeks, well done on your win.
Yeah, thank you.
How was that
really
for you?
Pleased. I'm really pleased with that. To be fair, the two in front did have a bit of a coming together and came off, but I think I was on the pace of them.
Talk us through what actually happened between the Peaceful Explosion and Big Boy, because we actually rejoined as Peaceful Explosion was mid-air. So didn't actually see
okay. So as we came up, what's the little left before the right at the top of the hill? I can't think what that's called. So as you take that left-hand curb, he came underneath him and just squeezed him too tight.
Fair enough.
They were never both going to go through.
Good win for you, though. Must be happy.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. Yeah.
Did you think Kieran would have had you at one point, or was it?
I got a slow down, so I had to slow down, and then it let him get behind me again. But once we got going again, I think I had the pace to stay in front.
Good night so far for you and Holty in terms of the team championship in the.
Yeah, apart from last race, I ended up on my roof in the last race. So.
Yeah, unfortunate. What's your plans for the rest of the night?
The next car, the GT's my favourite by far. I absolutely love these cars.
All guns out in this next race.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Ben, anything to add?
I think you pretty much covered everything, Matt. Just in terms of the kind of constructors element of it, Deeks, is that going to play a part if the likes of you and Holty are racing for position?
Yeah, no, definitely. No, it will. I saw he was on a flying lap in qualifying, and I actually let him pass because I thought he's quicker. And if he gets further up the field, I don't know if you remember Colin Turkington last year in the touring cars. I think he only won 2 races or 3 races, but he won the whole year. So you just got to keep getting the points in.
Definitely. Well, thanks for joining us, Deeks, and best luck in the rest of the night.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thanks, boys.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
So clearly confidence going into this GT4 race, and Ben from Deeks saying it's his favourite car. So is he one to watch in this race?
Yeah, definitely up there, as I'll try not to say definitely. I think I haven't really seen much of Big Boy Brazier in these cars. He'll be looking to stamp his mark on this field again after a great qualifying in that Clio race, but just couldn't convert it into another win. It's very hard to kind of outline or pinpoint anyone who would think maybe quick, because we've got a lot of quick drivers in this class this season. So it could be one of 7 or 8 drivers that takes pole position or even the victory. If you had to pick one name, would it be Deeks you're looking at, Matt?
I'm looking at Deeks. I'm looking at Kieran, just from what I've seen in testing. Yeah, one of them two for me. Like I say, we've not seen much of Big Boy Brazier, so we'll have to see what he can do. Also, the 2 new guys, not seen a lot of them in this car. They may be better as the cars get a bit quicker through the night.
Holty's had a good season in these last season, so he should be up there as well. Full confidence, for H&E Motorsport, they've had a great start to the season, so we should be in for a good one as we see Alfie going wide there on cold tyres. Will be interesting to count the amount of spins if anyone wants to count in the comments. Also in the comments, anyone who you feeling for pole position, who you think is going to take the victory. This is going to be a bit of ballet, as we can see there.
Everybody seems to be losing rear. Just like to clear up with Keegan in the chat, saying that Greeny has the same livery as Deeks and Holty. Greeny hasn't actually been assigned a livery yet, as due to late team entry. So this one's sliding for this week. Hopefully into next week everything will be a bit more organised with team liveries. And apparently Swimfins is in the wrong car, so we need to see Swimfins leave the session and rejoin. He's apparently in the wrong car.
Oh, he is indeed, yeah.
So we need to see Swimfins leave the session to rejoin the session in the correct car.
Gary says League B definitely needs clearing up next week with teams and liveries wise. Indeed does, Gary. I mean, we have given these guys 2 weeks to sort this out, so it hasn't been something that's just been sprung upon them, as everyone knows. And just having an Aston Martin in the grid is kind of... Swimfin's been racing with us for a season now, so he surely knows better than that.
Yeah, we had plenty of time to pick the cars as Holty's going to cross the line. Let's go on board up with Holty for a lap. Ben, do you want to take this one?
So we'll jump on board with Holty as we come through Redgate. We'll throw up the speedo on the map there. Drops it, and he's after spinning it, so we might join someone else for a lap. We've got Carini here, the newcomer, on board, so he drops it down to second, gets in on that curve, very gentle on the power, as these cars will kick out, as we've seen happen to Holty there. As you can just see Holty coming back on there on the right. Down through the crane curves then. As you come through this fast left, the car will kick. See Greeny getting a little twitchy, almost lose it on the grass. Down through the all hairpin and keeps him forward. Prevent as much wheel spin as possible. Up the hill now, he's got a good run here. As not sure who that is in front. I think it's one of the Tin Top Tour guys. Greeny gets right over that curve in third gear now as they come up the hill. As you can see him, keeps it in third even on with low RPM just to stop that car from sliding, and you can see the car in front has probably dropped a second and has really unsettled that car. So Greeny's going to look for the slipstream now down the straight into the final chicane. Different driving styles, some will take second, some will take third gear. Through here Greeny opts for a second. And he's going to come across the line. Big Boy Brazier with a 1.12.2. How does Greeny do? A 1.14 flat, so 1.6 up Big Boy Brazier at the moment, Matt.
Yeah, Big Boy Brazier just seems on it tonight, doesn't he, Ben? He's really driving well at the moment. Swinfins has joined, so hopefully he's in the correct car this time round. Just Big Boy Brazier from Greeny, from Kieran. That's Deeks up into third, so Kieran now fourth, Dean Wasocki fifth, Lil Trev sixth, Rebby seventh, Peaceful Explosion eighth, Holty in ninth. For those who've done a time, here comes Alfie.
Who's that behind him? Don Productions, I think, is in front of him.
Yeah, that's TMLS, I do believe, behind. Don goes ninth, Alfie goes ninth, TMLS goes ninth. So every single one of them there went ninth for one stage. Gary in the chat says he should definitely be able to defend his title. I presume he's talking with how many keep losing the rear end at turn 1. Gary, obviously the champion of the Group B class in the GT4s. Little Leach won the GT5s. Tyler won the Clios. Gary the GT4, the hard compound Ginetta GT4s. The title sponsor, as here comes Greeny for his second lap. Big Boy Brazier's done a 1.11.4, so he's improved even more. What can Greeny do? Kieran's done a 1.12. Greeny actually doesn't go any quicker there, but Kieran up to second.
Yeah, Kieran put in a good lap there, as we said, an underdog in this league this season.
Oh, that's his teammate who's gone round there.
Yeah, Peaceful Explosion onto the grass at Redgate. Swinfin's in the pits now, so as he's exiting the pit lane in the right car this time.
He's in the right car, and is this going to cause an accident? No.
Oh, my heart.
The car's ghosted in terms of the session for the qualifying session, but I honestly thought for a minute there, Ben, that we was going to see a big accident coming out the pit lane.
Are the cars ghosted for a session, or is it just because he's leaving the pit lane?
Oh, I'm not quite sure. They seem to be. Look, it's ghosted.
They look to be ghosted. Yeah. Then again, TMLS from the Genesis, I think it was when Kieran stopped at the end. The Big Boy Brazier goes faster again, 11.2. But yeah, when Kieran stopped there on track, TMLS had to ruin a few laps, so potentially maybe not ghosting. I think it depends on the scenario sometimes.
Yeah.
Big Boy Brazier though, Matt, 1.2 seconds clear at the moment.
He's absolutely
could just be another lights to fly race for him. I think his start has let him down a bit tonight.
Yeah, definitely. But I tell you what, he's got the qualifying hooked up here. He's raced well, but he's had to come back from a poor start to do it. Dean Wasocki's up into third place, so good qualifying for him at the moment. Kieran in second, just 3/10 off him. Yeah,
Kieran's been very quick in pre-season testing, so he will be there or thereabouts, sniffing on Big Boy Brazier's heels. And I think it will be a case of who maybe falls first, who makes a mistake, that'll cost the race for them. And I think it could be between Big Boy Brazier and Kieran for this one, Matt.
Yeah,
definitely. And Holty, H&D Motorsport, or that's Dean even, apologies. Dean always puts a lot of practice into this game, so he will be thereabouts as well for a podium. I think we have a great battle as Big Boy Brazier goes even faster.
He's absolutely on it tonight. Just back onto Dean, I've never seen a guy want to get better so much than Dean. We obviously do a lot of testing with Dean. He always wants to get better. He's always looking for ways to get better. As he's coming around to end his lap, that's a bit of traffic. Hopefully that's not ruined too much of his time.
See what he does. Cloud 9 anyway for Dean, with the announcing of the new baby boy on the way soon. So as he goes 2/10
quicker that lap. Yeah, obviously new baby boy. Maybe Matthew or Ben could be the name of it. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, as he's lost. He must have heard you on stream there and had a heart attack, Matt, as he's lost in Redgate.
As long as he don't call it Gary, I think he'll be alright. Big Boy Brazier, though, Bone, every lap he seems to do at the minute, he's getting faster.
Yeah, I think with these GT4s, particularly, I feel if you can get into a rhythm, you can really start banging in quick lap after lap. And if you can get into a rhythm with your head down, you can really bang in fast laps consistently and have a good race pace as well. So let's see any improvement.
No improvement this time, but like you say, Ben, if you get the consistent laps in and go faster and faster and faster, which is what he's just doing, and he seems to be quite consistent. That's TMLS or Deanoff in the background. The Team Wacky Sacky colours, it was TMLS. 10th at the moment, not the best of nights for TMLS. He goes very wide into the pit lane.
Yeah,
that's an unusual line.
Interesting line. I think it'd be interesting in chat to get the opinions of the guys. What's your favourite team livery colour on these Class B guys, and also maybe what's your favourite team name out of all of them? Be interesting to see.
What's your favourite team name out of all these, Ben?
I won't say yours because I know what yours is going to be, so I'll go for something different. I think Wiggle Wiggle Racing is has a nice ring to it.
Mate, see, I was about to say that one.
Oh really? I thought Team Wakasaki is pretty decent as well.
I like Team Wakisaki, and that probably would have been my favourite, but when you announced Wiggle Wiggle Racing tonight,
yeah,
that did it for me. But I'll go Wakisaki, you can go Wiggle Wiggle Racing.
Again, Starscream, Rebby's partner at Wiggle Wiggle Racing, not present tonight, so really losing out on some crucial points at the season opener tonight.
Keegan in the chat says Wiggle Wiggle Racing. Gary says Wiggle Wiggle Racing as well. So a lot of Wiggle Wiggle fans here. So they should be cheering Rebby on as he's P11 at the moment. Not the best of qualifying so far. There's Dean Wasaki. Here is Kieran about to finish a lap. Is that Greenie in front or one of the other guys in the green livery? He's not quite sure, but what's Kieran going to do in the slipstream down the straight? Can he get any closer? No, he can't.
No improvement. Is that Greenie beside him? It is indeed. You're right.
Dean Wasaki's about to cross the line. Is he going to go any quicker? Doesn't look to have. Here comes Deeks, P5 at the moment. Said this is his favourite car. Won the Clio Cup last time out. Can he improve?
Ooh, a bit sideways there. That could have maybe compromised his exit.
Possibly. Greenie's in the pits, so Greenie's done for this session. 15 seconds left, and most of the guys will be on their last lap.
Don Productions had a spin there.
Here comes Rebby. Will he make the line with 7 seconds to go? Will he be able to get another lap in? Someone won't, because someone's off. I don't think Rebby's going to. No, so Rebby finishes and doesn't improve on a P9. Don Productions pulls it into the pits. KJ Argent in the pits, Peaceful Explosions in the pits, so is TMLS and Greenie as well. So Big Boy Brazier hasn't pitted, so the guy who can challenge him is Holty, who's gone third at the moment. Dean's down to fourth.
There's someone coming out, so it's Holty's leading on track now. He'll be the first of the guys on their last flying lap. I mean, it's a good indicator if you see these guys coming through the last chicane without having gone to the pits. They must feel they're confident or up on their delta. Holty coming to complete the lap. Any improvement from him?
No improvement. So stays third. Dean Wasaki's called it a day and he's in the pits. That's Deeks, Holty's teammate in the background. He stays fifth. So a pole position for Big Boy Brazier. TMLS in chat says don't forget it's Team Wacky Sacky with Penny Stone Oil. Give our sponsor airplay. So apologies for that.
So just in the background there, Deeks has actually gone up to fourth, so he's not relegated Dean to fifth. It's going to be a bit of a task this season, but we'll try our best not to confuse them two, especially if they're running up the front together.
So I'll run you through the grid then for the hard compound Ginetta GT4s. It's Big Boy Brazier who takes another pole position tonight with Kieran Argent second place, Holty in third, Deeks just beating Dean Wasaki to fourth at the end. So Deeks fourth, Dean fifth, Lil Trev in sixth, Peaceful Explosion seventh, Greenie in eighth, Rebby ninth, Don Productions 10th, TMLS down in 11th, not the best of qualifying for him, Alfie 12th, and Swimfins in 13th place. Looking back at the chat, Ben Sutty says Kieran for the win. Smithy wants an autographed picture from Gary. TMLS hates his car. Dean says hello to his fans. And Gary's going to send Smithy the picture, but the lights are on, the revs rise. It's going, the hard compound GT4 Super Cup. And Big Boy Brazier seems to have got it off the line well this time, Ben. Any incidents behind? Not so at the moment. Everybody off the line cleanly. Can they get round two? One cleanly.
Big Boy Brazier's around.
Big Boy Brazier is round, and that's Dean Wysocki who's taken into the lead. Carnage in the background. Revy's off. Deeks is off. That's Kieran, I do believe, with him. It's Dean Wysocki who leads and has a second lead as he comes out of turn one. That'll be a surprise. With Holty up in second. Greeny's in third at the moment. Big Boy Brazier's fourth. Lil Trev in fifth. Swimfin's up to sixth. Peaceful Explosions seventh. Don Productions down to ninth as Deeks goes eighth. KJ Argent 10th. Alfie 11th. TMS 12th and Revy 13th.
Big Boy Brazier up to third. Very lucky not to be in a full 360 there through Redgate. Don't know how he managed to keep it. But Kieran now is down to 10th. I was just noting on the times there, Matt, that Kieran was actually considerably quicker than Big Boy Brazier through sector 3, so I thought we might have a battle on our hands. But unfortunately for Kieran now, he's down. He's up to 8th already, so he has started his climb up the field. Let's see if he can get up any higher as he's on the back of Deeks and Peaceful Explosion now, also caught up in incidents.
Definitely. Alfie seems way behind, so he must have had another off, but it's Dean Wysocki who leads from Big Boy Brazier in second at the moment. How long that'll last we'll see, because Big Boy Brazier, we know how quick he is. Probably a surprise that Dean's in the lead at the moment from fifth on the grid into turn one. Managed to stay out of trouble.
Dean just needs to keep his head now. From experience, can get a little bit nerves when there's guys racing behind him, so if you can just keep the head down, don't worry about those mirrors, focus on quick laps. There's a podium on offer for him here.
Definitely, the race up to 15 minutes. He looks defensive into the old hairpin. Nice and easy as you come out, Dean, and does so indeed. Big Boy Brazier doesn't look to be putting too much of a fight up at the minute. Pulls to the side. No, can't get it done there. Did they tap? I'm not sure. Dean looks to be driving quite solid defensive lines at the moment. Ben probably runs a little wide there. If you're Big Boy Brazier, where do you look to get the move done?
Yeah, they probably have a look now into the chicane. 6 seconds ahead of everyone else, so he will just be patient about it.
Definitely
Dean is
not want
Dean
to
with
cause.
some good defensive driving though. Let's see, he's already veered over to the left, so he shouldn't really be going over there. Already switched his move, switched his line once, so Jamie could dispute that if he wanted to, but it looks like he's got a good run now.
Oh, Dean pushing Big Boy Brazier off. That's a bit naughty from Dean indeed there. Big Boy Brazier will not be happy with this, and like you say, they're 7 seconds ahead of anybody else. They're not going to want to cause each other to go off here. That was naughty from Dean though, Ben.
Yeah, that's a
and Brazier's round at turn 2. At turn 1, sorry there, Ben. Brazier's gone round on his own, so he's going to be even more annoyed now at the fact that Dean pushed him onto the grass and then lost it on his own at turn 1 again. Where is he? He's there in 4th at the moment.
4th, yeah.
Lost a lot of time.
He seemed to take a long time to go around turn 1 there, and I've seen him go wide as we have someone off. He stopped there. It looks like Alfie's going around, so he's rejoining. But yeah, got very wide there through Redgate and then just lost. Obviously, you know, it's very easy to get a little hot-headed during these races, and that's unfortunately bit him in the bum there. So still in 4th. He's got Lil Trevor, his teammate, and Holty up ahead. Maybe Lil Trevor will look to back Holty into Big Boy Brazier, but it's this man, Dean Wysocki, arguably potentially shouldn't be in the lead after that incident, Matt. Well, he's currently 8 seconds ahead.
Yeah, definitely was a bit naughty from Dean. Gary in the chat says go on wacky sacky, and then says a little bit naughty from Dean Boy there. I don't know if the stewards would look inside at the end, because I don't, you know, we could. What do you do for Dean there if you're the steward, Ben? I mean, it was naughty and what Dean was at fault there, but he's that far in front of time penalty, probably wouldn't hurt him.
Yeah, I think
Big Boy Brazier lost it on his own at the end of the day, so didn't lose that much time towards Dean on the straight. Who's that off? That's Lil Trev off.
Lil Trev, yeah, Lil Trev's gone off.
Second there, I thought Brazier had dropped it at turn 1 again.
Yeah, he's all over the back of Holty now, though, down Craner curves. Can he get the job done?
Yeah, sorry, Ben, we've lost Alfie from the session, so he's had good results all night, apart from this one. As Holty touches the grass and probably loses a bit of the speed on the exit to the old hairpin, and Big Boy Brazier side by side with him as they come up towards McLean's. Touch of the grass here from Brazier. He's going to be inside into the corner. Does Holty give him the room? Yes, he does. A lot of respect there, but Brazier runs him wide on the exit to the corner. Good, clean racing, fair racing.
Yeah, that's an example of a fair move there. Brazier had the move done. Holty grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, tried to run it around the outside, but Big Boy Brazier, too experienced for that, just runs him wide. Back to the incident with Dean, Matt. I reckon the time penalty could be an offer for him, but I don't think it'll affect him in terms of his gap at the moment. But yeah, it looked to me like Big Boy Brazier had his inside wheels up the inside of Dean, and potentially Dean just didn't see him heading on his mirror setup. But yeah, definitely one to be considered after this race.
Yeah,
Holt's had a little incident.
Holty off, and that's Deeks passed up into third now, so letting his teammate through. There is Peaceful Explosion in fifth. The only penalty so far is for Greeny, running in sixth place. Ultrav's down seventh, Rebby eighth, Kieran ninth, Don Productions 10th, TMLS 11th, and Swimfins 12th.
Just seen Alfie saying Jack got squeezed by Kieran, cost me the race.
Yeah, unfortunate. You've had a good night so far, Alfie.
Yeah, good running. So keep it going, definitely. Big improvement from last season, so keep it up. Gary says, think Dean could be wearing his rear wheels for earrings shortly.
Peaceful Explosion touches the grass and round he goes as they come out through Coppice. So he's lost time to Holty there, unfortunately. So Big Boy Brazier has a time penalty. That's little Trev round at Coppice as well. Rebby will gain an extra place. Will Trev also
might even get two. Yeah. Depends how far. Oh, someone else is off there in the background, I think. Who's that? Greeny, is it? Greeny looks to spun as well, Matt.
Yeah, Greeny looks to span. That's TMLS and Kieran Argent having a battle. Dean Wasaki 7 seconds out in front. Neil J in the chat. Big Boy Brazier got wacky sacked. I think based on last night's testing, Sutty cut me up in last night's testing. I think Dean was trying to copy Sutty's move there as he cut Big Boy Brazier up on the straight. So he's gaining on Dean though.
Yeah, we still have 8 minutes left in this. 8 minutes. Last time out, Dean was quicker by a tenth. So, but he's gained another second and a half that time. So Dean maybe starting to feel the pressure now. This race definitely isn't over.
I think for Dean, I think the sensible move is to let Big Boy through to probably give you chances of a penalty, something a bit better.
Yeah.
Give Big Boy the place.
Yeah. Depends how the race falls out. Big Boy Brazier could potentially just be quicker and could catch Dean by the end of this and just take him. But he will be wary of Dean's action. He will be wary of Dean's moves there when he's trying to overtake him again. So
there is Big Boy Brazier in the background.
Interesting to see how this one plays out for sure.
Look at the lap times there, Ben. 2 seconds quicker from Big Boy Brazier last time out. So he's going to catch Dean in no time. Just under 7.5 minutes remaining. We're down to 10 runners now. So who else have we lost? Greeny's not on the list. We've lost Greeny, retired to the pits. And just try and see who else. Little Trev looks like he's retired.
Is gone, yeah. And I think that's it.
Yeah, Alfie obviously we knew we'd lost. We had 13 runners at the start of this. So, yeah. Here's Holty on the back of his teammate Deeks. Is this where we could start to see some team orders for the first time this season? Will Holty be asking to come through? Is he quicker? He was quicker last time out.
Only 4 seconds now between Deeks, Dean and Big Boy Brazier, apologies. So I can see we've got both Wakasaki, Team Wakasaki with Pennison Oil.
Oh, and Dean's round as he comes out the chicane. Where is Big Boy Brazier? He's there. Hopefully Dean gets round without touching him. Big Boy Brazier leads now then, and Dean gets going. The gap's that big to Deeks.
Big Boy Brazier to say, I think that's a bit of an Alonso Karma statement.
Yeah. So Big Boy Brazier now out in front by 1.5 seconds already. Dean now, he's still got a good gap to Deeks behind. Just got to keep himself focused. He's got just under 6 minutes remaining here. Keep himself focused and composed. It could be a podium for him.
H&D Motorsport guys running in 3rd and 4th.
Good result for these two at the moment.
Yeah, they're really been the most consistent of the constructors so far tonight, Matt, for sure.
Question from Mark Ben in the chat. It's a serious question. Can the teammates talk to each other on track? The way the teammates can talk to each other is if they're in their own separate party or in a party with each other. They can talk to each other during the race. I know that's a plan that me and Ben are having for tomorrow night. So Deeks and Holty, provided they're in the same party, can speak to each other and can come up with a plan.
It depends on personal preference as well, Mark. A lot of these drivers like to be in a lobby together with other drivers to maybe let them know they're coming up to a back marker. Just in the background, Holty's running a bit wide, but he's got it back on. A lot of drivers like to be in the same lobby, to let them know they're coming up to a faster guy, back marker for example, or some have preference where they don't want to talk to anyone and they won't join the party.
Yeah, definitely.
So it depends. It's driver preference really.
Yeah. As you can see, Big Boy Brazzy, and they're enough 5 seconds ahead of Dean Wasocki already. Dean still has a 6-second gap to Deeks. Holty's running in 4th. Rebby 5th. Bit of a quiet race for Rebby. These guys seem a bit strung out in this car. Not really too many battles to talk about on track at the moment.
This tends to happen in a few of the GT cars, Matt. Very tricky to handle, so 1 or 2 spins can really string out the field. Should be very exciting coming to Brands Hatch Indy next week. Very small track, so there should be action all over that track non-stop.
Definitely. And we can see on the track map, sorry Ben, we can just see on the track map the 2 cars coming through Turn 1. That's Peaceful Explosion and Swimfins. Look pretty... Peaceful Explosion and TMLS look pretty close together.
Yeah, just for the likes of these races where it's a little bit less exciting, we've done up a bit of driver information for everyone to fill out, so I'll be sending that out between round 1 and round 2 to get some insight into the drivers, so maybe let the viewers on the stream know a little bit more about the guys both inside and outside the car.
I'll tell you a bit of information for the Team Wacky Sacky boys. You'll see them run mainly in blue and yellow tonight. I know they're in orange and yellow at the moment. The Wacky Sacky boys, so TMLS and Dean is Peaceful Explosion. It's TMLS as he span coming through Coppice. And unfortunate there, but as I was mentioning TMLS as well, they're running blue and yellow most of the night to do with their football teams. Dean being a Mansfield Town fan and TMLS being a Shrewsbury Town fan. He looks like he's waiting for Peaceful Explosion. That's nice to see.
Gary says in chat, chance of me being in a party with my teammate, 100% no. And the boys just saying Plan Z initiated. A lot of Plan Z going on during the week, so hopefully Sully doesn't bring any of that to the table tomorrow night. Hopefully
not. Well, Tyler's team, Gary's teammate will be revealed tomorrow, although I'll probably just give that away. Gary's teammate will be revealed tomorrow night. Plan Z is a Plan Sutty as. His teammate will be revealed tomorrow night as well. Big Boy Brazia though, Benny 8 seconds in front of Dean Wasocki.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I think it's well deserved. Although he's been caught up in an incident or two, definitely the quickest in the field in these GT4 classes. So a well deserved win for. Well, I mean, it's not a win yet. There's still 2 minutes left.
I'm just looking back. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, just he's cruising, and you can see there he's 0.9 of a second quicker than Kieran in 5th. First and second on the grid, starting this race after quali. So Kieran a good race back up to 5th after that incident. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I'm just looking at the current results throughout the night here, and the consistency from Big Boy Brazil. He got a 4th in the Genetic Juniors, was on pole for the Formula Rookie and ended up winning it and got fastest lap. Cleo Corpi got pole position, finished 3rd, but got fastest lap as well, and he's got a pole position here. So Big Boy Brazil is really on it tonight.
Yeah, so we can see a bit of action here while you're just talking there. Matt Holty's dropped down, so Kieran's now up to 4th.
Yeah, and that's Rebby who's passed Holty as well, so probably a mistake from Holty there.
Yeah, we joined up the battle as they were going through the stats there. Holty ran a bit wide, lost 1 position, and he's after losing another one now as well. Only battle on track at the moment. They're quite well strung out. We've got 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Where is Big Boy Brazier? May get one more lap in after this.
Yeah, he's coming through the first sector.
I think that's Swimfins is going to lap. No, it isn't. TMLS.
TMLS is coming to lap. Sutty in the chat saying that the licences don't lie, Matt. That's referring to the fact he got his veteran licence the other night, as did myself. So Sutty happy with that he got his veteran licence on Project Cars the other night. It doesn't really mean anything going into tomorrow night.
In relation to the stats that Matt's pulling, it's a big shout out to the man on screen, TMLS, for all the work he's done with our commentary database. So we can hopefully pull a lot of good stats for you guys during the season.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Good work to TMLS, aka Daniel. Put the effort in to get the spreadsheet sorted for the information as Big Boy Brazzy starts the last lap and he's 18 seconds in front. The interesting thing to notice though, Ben, is that Deeks is only is in fact past Dean Wasocki. I know it's hard to notice, but Deeks is up into second, so Dean Wasocki's had a moment somewhere.
Indeed he has, and
that's not what he wanted.
Yeah, a bit of damage limitations for H&D Motorsport now with Hulty dropping back. Deeks is gaining a position now to get those points back for the team. So again, team of constructor of the day so far has been H&D Motorsport. Good runner from them, consistently in the top 5.
Definitely has.
Coming up now to Cobbs, I think it is.
Coppis.
Don't know this. Coppers, don't know this track too well, Matt, but for the final time, it's this man. I'll let you lead him in.
Yeah, he's coming down the Dunlop straight now into the chicane, the Fogarty S as it's called, for the final time in the Ginetta GT4 Super Cup, sponsored by the Harcon Power. He gets through it cleanly, and it's Big Boy Brazier who's gonna take the win here. A fantastic night for him so far, and wins in the GT4 class. Deeks is going to come home and take the second place, is he? He's got to get through the chicane at the minute. This is how far he's in front. Look, Deeks is only halfway down the Dunlop straight, breaks into the chicane. I believe that's TMLS in front, who's the back marker. Deeks gets through with ease. TMLS spins and stays out of the way, so Deeks gets a second. Dean Wasoki's going to come home and take a third place. So a good result for Dean Wasocki.
Team Wakizaki formation over the line.
Yeah,
just a
nice
pity
little
TMLS
photo
is one
finish.
lap behind.
Definitely. Here's Kieran. Here's how spaced out these cars are. Kieran's got the wipers on. Maybe caught his button somewhere.
Good recovery drive from Kieran after an incident earlier on, dropping right back to the back of the field.
And just a shout out, Ben, to the guys. Only Big Boy Brazier had a time penalty in that.
Yeah, so much cleaner racing that time around from these guys. Very easy to get a slowdown in these cars, because it's very easy to light up their rears and dip a wheel on that grass. So yeah, big shout out to them, as you said, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Don Production, Revy comes home in 6th. Don Productions looks like he's going to come home in 7th. Peaceful Explosions actually span at the chicane. TMLS has already finished though, so Peaceful Explosion will get 8th. TMLS will get 9th. Swimfins will get a 10th place, and then we lost Alfie, Greeny and Little Trev through all of that. So it's Big Boy Brazier who takes another win tonight from Deeks on another podium for him, back-to-back podiums. Dean Wasocki gets a 3rd place. Many say justice done when he span out the chicane after what he did to Big Boy Brazier. Kieran gets 4th, Hulty 5th, Rebby 6th, Don Production 7th. He's had a consistent night on his debut. Peaceful Explosion in 8th, TMLS 9th, Swimfins 10th, Lil Trev in 11th, Greeny 12th, and Alfie 13th.
Neil in chat says, should be in A-League. No one stands a chance against Big Boy Brazier. Well, I'll pose the question to you, Neil. Who would you take out of League A then?
I suppose answering that question, as well as while we wait for Neil to answer the question, I suppose you have to look at Phil as the newbie.
All based on lap times, so obviously they feel Phil is a quicker driver than Big Boy Brazier, in these cars anyway. So are we going to try to get Big Boy Brazier in for an interview, Matt?
We couldn't get him in the Formula Rookie, so
indeed,
I've invited Dean Wasocki because we've just had Deeks. So I've got Dean Wasocki hopefully going to come in for a chat, get his thoughts on the defense. Dean, first ever podium in the THR Racing League group. Bit naughty there with Big Boy Brazier at the chicane. Yeah. What do you think about the podium though? Yeah.
Obviously a great week, Dean. Some great news on the way. Is that helping your racing tonight? Just going out and enjoying it even more?
What happened to second place towards the end? Because we actually didn't see that. We just saw Deeks pass you. What actually happened there?
Can't hear Dean's. Matt just interrupted.
Oh, can't hear Dean. Dean, if you go into the main menu on the PlayStation to go into the party on the dashboard, and then go into the party, press party settings, and just change your voice to always allow.
Is that better?
Should be, if everybody in chat can hear him. So talk us through what happened towards the end there.
I was trying to pass swim fins on the outside and he just cut straight across me. I tried to reset my car and he just it ran me, so I couldn't get back onto the track. So Deeks just passed me.
Bit of an incident. Let's go back to your podium. How did that feel?
Felt amazing. That's my first podium in this when I first started, so I'm quite very happy with it.
And just in terms of, we were saying about you've been on quite a lot practicing, do you feel like your testing has paid off tonight?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Anybody you want to shout out for maybe a few settings?
I can't think of any.
No Sutty for his settings to help you out through the season.
Oh yeah, cheers Sutty for helping me out with these settings, mate. Going a lot faster.
What's your thoughts going into the GT3s and the touring cars?
Quite confident.
Yeah. Well, best luck tonight then, Dean. We'll let you select your car and livery and get ready.
Alright, thank you.
Cheers, so maybe an incident to do with swim fins here then. At the end, we didn't catch that Ben. Maybe that's why he lost his second place. But he seems happy.
Yeah, definitely. Dean, as we said, been putting in a lot of effort behind closed doors, and it's paid off. If you compare it to what he was like at the start of season 1 at this track, it was coming on an awful lot away under some great guidance from some of the Class A guys. So hats off to them. But we're moving on to the British Touring Car Chat Porsche Carrera Cup next. Similar driving style to the GT4s. Just won't light up their rears as much, but again, these cars tend to lose grip mid corner, so a lot of fast corners around this Donington National Circuit. Have to really be on your toes.
Definitely. Jamie Brazier in the chat says I'll try not to run away this time. Everybody seems to be ready. I'm just going through the cars. Everybody's in the right car, so we're ready to go.
I suppose it's kudos to the THR League that we have such a great pool of drivers. Having someone like Jamie in Class B this season, that just shows the caliber of driver that we have at the moment. That he didn't get into A. But I'm sure, again, it depends on how it works next season, as both classes are a lot more competitive, whether the promotion relegation is reduced to maybe 2 or 3 drivers per class, and we'll have to wait and see. But or even potential for getting the class seems to be growing and there's a lot more interest now, so there could even potentially be looking at a C division next season, depending on numbers as well. I know Mark Phelan, sponsor of the MP Geomatics chat, wants to get started with a rig, so we might see him in here at some stage if he gets his act together.
That'll be interesting. That'll be quite fun to see as well, as we're ready for the BTCC, the British Touring Car Chat Porsche Carrera Cup. Sorry, I was reading that off my thing. I think we've got the sponsor wrong on the spreadsheet. It is the British Touring Car Chat Porsche Carrera Cup, though. I was reading the wrong one there. Brazier's got to be the favourite for this one, Ben.
Yeah, and a shout out to Brazier as well. He's on the pad as well, so good car control from him on the pad. Also, Mark Phelan in the chat has triple P, Polish pilot for pole. So I think the Polish pilot's referring to Dom Productions, who we believe is a Polish driver. So Polish pilot for pole, Mark Phelan says.
Rebby just touching someone round there, not quite sure who. If you're going to stay on board Rebby, Ben, take us through a lap of Donington Park with Rebby in the Porsches.
Indeed. So down to the Fogarty S's. Climbing up through the gears then. Six-speed gearbox on these Porsches. Only managed to get to 5th on the start-finish straight here, as Rebby goes a little deep into that corner. Again, ABS on these cars, so to help with the braking, as they can lock up their brakes very easy. Down through the crane and curves, car does tend to kick out a bit. You can hear the backfire out of Rebby's car there as he drops down to 4th, into 3rd actually through the auto hairpin. Again, on call tyres for qualifying, so Rebby will just be finding his feet around this track on the opening lap or two. We expect to see the lap times topple now through the second half of the session, Matt, as we come up through the corner I do not know the name of. Down to 3rd again. You know, you can see Rebby clipping the curb, and it's just unsettling the GT3 Porsche a little bit. Particularly through the high-speed corners, as I mentioned, can lose grip mid-corner. So the likes of turn 1, down the crane and curves, and into the all hairpin, should see a number of drivers spinning in this session anyway, and potentially in the race. As Rebby comes across the line, no time. 1:10.3. So a decent opening lap from Rebby there. Let's see if anyone can top that.
Yeah, a good opening lap for Rebby. Cross line now. Alfie's gone on pole at the moment with 1:08.7 and Kieran on 1:09. Big boy Brazier then obviously on 1:08.5, 2/10 quicker at the moment. Looks like he's been in the water a bit though there.
I mean, shout out, there's the man spun on the grass. Alfie, fantastic opening lap, just 2/10 off Big Boy Brazier's lap. So he has switched on for this race after retiring from that GT4. So yeah, Lil Trev as well there in 3rd. Good result from good first lap from him. So again, the top 5 all within a second of each other, Matt.
Yeah, very interesting, very close. Obviously, it's the only first time round. There's still 6.5 minutes to go. Greeny in 4th on his debut out. We've seen some good qualifying lap times from Greeny, just not seen it in the race at the moment. So we're on board with him now.
Yeah, Greeny's again just finding his feet in this league maybe. Although I believe he is a renowned sim racer, so does have a lot of experience around with these cars and these tracks. So again, you know, we look to see him maybe just find his feet the first few races, and then should be on the podium maybe midway through the season if he keeps going the way he's going. Any improvement on him this time around?
He goes 9/10 quicker and puts it on 2nd, but it's Big Boy Brazier who's 1.3 quicker than anybody else at the minute. He's on another level at the moment. He's going to be one to catch here. We've lost swim fins at the moment. He's got time to reconnect. Hopefully he can come back. There's Holt, he crosses the line. No time.
A lot of damage on Holt's car there, no time yet. Oh, he actually has gone up to 5th there, delayed time. So a lot of damage on that car as you're seeing. So a lot of cars in the wars at the moment, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. What's that? Who's that losing it through the crane of curves onto the grass from side to side?
That's Lil Trev.
Clearly struggling in these Porsches.
Big Boy Brazier, you know, Matt, great livery he has on there. I believe it's the livery I raced last season, so it's bringing him some luck in these cars. hopefully he gets a bit more luck than I did.
Yeah, he's gone round at the chicane as you speak about it. A bit of the commentator's curse there, but it's Big Boy Brazier from this man Greeny. Rebby in 3rd, Kieran Argent 4th, Holty's 5th, Alfie in 6th, Lil Trev 7th. And I see the Dean or Deeks in 8th as Greeny's about to cross the line. Can he close that gap anymore? The only car that looks quite... no scratches or damage on that car. That's the only one we've seen pretty much. There's Rebby.
As I mentioned, Greedy just running similar livery to some other guys tonight. Just hasn't got his team name or liveries assigned yet, so hopefully he'll have them sorted for next week.
Definitely. So that's Don Production's gone up to 8th. Dean or Deeks. In fact, Dean Wasocki's gone 2nd at the moment. As I was just covering the grid. He's within a second, or just over a second behind Big Boy Brazier. So good luck from Dean. So that's Deeks down in 10th. Peaceful Explosions down 9th. Phil Trev 11th. TMS is 12th. Hasn't set a time. 4 minutes left. We've not got swim fins back yet. Hopefully he can rejoin in time for the end. But so far it's Big Boy Brazier doing what he's been doing all evening. Can Greeny pull any time back? He's 3/10 behind Dean Wasocki. Kieran crosses the line to go 2nd and only 3/10 down on Big Boy Brazier, so a heck of a lap from Kieran. Still time to be found there.
We're yet to see a Kieran and Brazier battle tonight, so hopefully we get to see it in this one, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Both coming down from Group A. Many predicting that these two could be battling it out at the front. We've yet to see that tonight. But it's Kieran who's just gone within 3/10.
A lot of people are bigging up Big Boy Brazier here, but it's just one track, Matt, you know. There's still nine other tracks to do on the calendar, and it just could suit him on this track, you know.
Yeah. And Holty goes third. You're right in what you're saying as well, Ben, in the fact that there's 3 additional tracks added this season. The season obviously being a 10-race calendar, not a 7. Donington just could suit Big Boy Brazier. We could get to Brands Hatch Indy next week and it'd be a totally different story.
Exactly, and you know, we've seen it last season. I would speak from experience in Class B, a number of drivers dominating. We've seen Tyler dominating early on in the season. Then Gary came through mid-season to really claim some really good points.
Just to cut in there, Ben, Kieran Argent has just put it on pole, and Big Boy Brazier is then just beating by 0.6 of a second. So Kieran gets pole, and it's snatched away from him with 2.5 minutes remaining. Sorry to butt in, Ben. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, it was just in reference to different tracks suiting different people. We've seen Tyler pretty much dominating. Tyler and Lil Leach dominating the first half of the first quarter of the season. Gary then pulling through in the mid. Gary and NJ pulling through in the mid pack, and then lucky enough I could get some wins in there towards the end of the season. So yeah, it definitely depends on tracks and your driving style.
Well, that's it. We saw a regular theme in the B group last year. We saw you take 3 or 4 wins at Brands Hatch GP at the final race of the season. We saw Gary take 4 out of 5 wins at Snetterton. Neil took an handful of wins, I can't remember where. Tyler and Little each took wins as well at one certain track.
Yeah,
and like you say, some others were spread out a bit more. Yeah, interesting.
Kieran's just letting a few people by there. It was going very slow. I was wondering what was happening. Looks like he's going to try to follow Big Boy Brazier for a lap here.
I also think that caught either TMLS or Dean Wasaki out under braking. I think Dean was trying to come past and cut someone out there. But Big Boy Brazier, as we've got 1 minute 20, so he'll probably get this and another lap in. And Brazier's round at turn 1.
Yeah. Let's just hop on board a few other guys now, see what times. Here comes Dean.
Was down in second place.
One stage. Don Productions goes 7th.
Yeah, Dean back up to 6th. Still not got Swimfin's back, so that'll be him missing this race, unfortunately. Alfie in 11th. He's had a good start tonight, but he's just seemed to drop off in the GT4s and not a strong qualifying here, neither.
Yeah, Alfie was on the front row of the grid at the start of the session here. Now, obviously, the rest of the guys have just picked up the pace a little bit, so maybe just trying a little bit harder as we see him go off, and that'll be the end of his qualifying session.
Yeah,
as
definitely.
He goes off, time the Craner curve.
Greeny's in the pits as well, so that's the end of his qualifying. Rebby's about to cross the line. He's P5 at the moment. He will get another lap in his round. Should still get time to get another lap in. That's Kieran who's going to cross the line. Does he gain any time on Big Boy Brazier? Little Trev in the pits now. No, he doesn't, but he gets one more chance. That's TMLS about to cross the line, I do believe, as well at the moment. He's down in 9th. There's Dean Wasaki in 7th. Can he get up any more positions? On the power he goes.
Interesting to note as well, Greeny was up the top, in the top 3 or 4 there at the start, Matt, and he's down in 10th. So the guys have really switched on in the second half with the warm tyres. Seen Kieran dive into the pits there as well, so he's given up. Deeks is finished, so it looks like Big Boy Brazier is still on a lap. Yeah,
Deeks in the pits, Kieran in the pits, Peaceful Explosion in the pits. We've got Rebby, I think, who is just in front of Big Boy Brazier here. And with Big Boy Brazier going that quick past him, I don't think Rebby's going to gain pole position.
Yeah, I mean, Big Boy Brazier could drop into the pits. Now, you know, got the top second to fourth all in the pit lane. It's gone wide there. That'll surely see him head into pit lane. Indeed, it is. I was going to say second to fourth is all in the pits. So unless Rebby, who we just passed, was putting in a flying lap.
Well, it's Rebby or someone in front of him who's just about to finish the lap. Here's TMLS. Can he improve on 9th place? He can. He goes 3rd. That's a stellar of a lap at the end. That puts Rebby down to 6th. And Rebby can't improve from that. So good lap from TMLS at the end there, Ben. But it's Big Boy Brazier on pole position again tonight, followed by Kieran Argent, TMLS 3rd, Deeks in 4th, Peaceful Explosion 5th, Rebby 6th, Holty in 7th, Dean Wasaki at 1 point 2nd, he's dropped to 8th, Don Productions 9th, Greeny again 2nd at 1 point, he's down in 10th, Alfie 11th, Lil Trev 12th. We lost Swim Fins in qualifying, unfortunately.
I mean, 6/10 between first and second there, but I think KJ Arjun with a few mistakes on the laps. Hopefully we can see a battle between them here.
Definitely. 3 lights. I don't know what happened to the screen there. Big Boy Brazier on screen seemed to get away. He clearly didn't, and Carnage already off the line. Teammates have flipped. One's flipped into the pit lane, it looks like. Absolute mayhem. Dean Wasoki's dropped to the back of the grid. Did he? I saw one of the Wacky Sacky boys on the grass. That's Holty though, and Deeks, not the start they'd have wanted, but Big Boy Brazier and Kieran off the line well. I'm battling it out down the Craner curves. This is the battle we've expected to see all night.
Does Big Boy Brazier have a drive-through, Matt? Did he jump that grid start? I don't know if it was a bit of lag or not, but he definitely looked to be revving the car.
Definitely
it looked to be in first gear as well, so I'm not too sure. As we know, drive-through penalties don't come up on our broadcast screens, so we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, he's got Kieran all over the back of his tail, so let's see if he can keep it on.
Yeah, indeed we will, and I think Dean Wasoki and Peaceful Explosion has had a moment somewhere, because they're down in 11th and 12th now. Holty and Deeks have managed to pass them both. Here's TMLS being overtaken by Lil Trev. There's Greeny up into 5th place, and Don Productions up into 4th at the moment. So I tell you what though, what a crazy start for the 2 teammates. Who's that going slow?
It's Don Productions, I think.
Yeah, Don Productions down to 6th, lost a place. Oh, and TMLS into the side of him as he looks to go through the middle of Lil Trev and Don Productions side by side on the start straight. They lean on each other. Can TMLS do him on the outside? Done him before the braking zone. Lil Trev looks up the inside, and what a cracking move! Touch TMLS around.
Nice. TMLS innocent bystander that now. That'll be. Surely that'll be brought to the stewards. And who's that gone through? That's Holty up to 5th already.
That's Holty up to 5th after a flip on the start line. Little Trev looked to make a move on Don Productions, Ben, and just caught TMLS as he came through.
Yeah, TMLS won't be happy with that for sure now. Lucky enough hasn't affected him too much, as he's going to go up the inside of him again. Gives him a little nudge back there, just to maybe let him know. Yeah, there's a fine line between going to, leave the reactions off the track, yourself. Matt,
Ben, I agree with what you're saying. I just want to point your attention to the top of the timing boards as Kieran and Big Boy Brazier are 2nd and 3rd. Rebby leads.
Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of battles going on here. We've missed that now, but Mark Phelan in chat was saying Rebby's livery is the nicest by far. Gary says wait till you see mine tomorrow. So a big bromance going on between these two every week in chat.
As Big Boy Brazier looked up the inside of Kieran. On the outside of Kieran, and Kieran's managed to cover that off. Sorry to cut off what you were saying earlier, but noticed a change for lead. That's Brazier, a bit laggy.
Yeah, apparently Brazier having a bit of lag there, so maybe not a drive-through. So he should be in the clear as they both run wide there a little bit.
I'll tell you what, Brazier with me and Adam shouldn't be AJ Motorsport, should be Lag Motorsport.
Yeah, definitely.
Brazier
As you can see, kind of strung out behind, and so TMLS recovering after that incident in the middle chat. He's in 6th. Don Productions being cheered on by Gary in chat is in 7th. So a quiet enough debut for Don Productions. He's kept out of trouble reasonably. Then again, hasn't disgraced himself. He's running mid-pack majority of races, so decent start for the pole.
Yeah, definitely. Dean Wasoki running in the back with Lil Trev. They seem close together on track. Also, so does Deeks. He seems to be gaining on the back of Alfie. There's Peaceful Explosion 10th, Lil Trev's in 11th, and like I say, Dean Wasoki we just got on board with, and he's round. So after his podium in the GT4, seems to be struggling here in the Porsche Carrera Cup. Brazier's passed Kieran Argent and has dropped him a bit there. So has Kieran made a mistake somewhere? Rebby, the only one with a time penalty so far, Ben.
Yeah, so again, Brazier will notice. He'll see it on the screen. Rebby has that time penalty, so he won't be as aggressive as we've seen him with other drivers like Dean, for example, tonight. And he'll just be patient about getting the move done. The minimum time penalty you can get is 1 second. So as long as he keeps within that second, he should be fine for the minute anyway, as long as Kieran... as Rebby goes wide anyway, so that's gifted Brazier 1st place.
Yeah, Kieran's going to take 2nd as well. Greeny looks like he's going to get 3rd. Yeah, he does. Rebby went really wide there, Ben, into the gravel. Holty on a fantastic comeback drive. He's there in the background in 5th.
Indeed. A great drive there after that collision. We didn't see him overtaking that many guys, but seemed to get up to 5th there when Alfie and Miltrev had that incident. Or, apologies, not Alfie, TMLS and Miltrev had that incident. So, great drive from him. His teammate, though, Deeks, where is he? up to 7th as well. So a decent return from this H&D Motorsport pairing.
Yeah, Deeks up 7th. Dean Wasaki's just got 10th. There's Lil Trev. I don't know what's happened there. Dean Wasaki actually looks like he's had a problem as well. There's now Peaceful Explosion. Just looking at the minimap, I'm trying to keep up with them guys. I wonder if Dean and Lil Trev had a coming together, because Dean had passed him and now he's last all of a sudden. But it's Kieran and Brazier, the battle we've thought we'd see all night. The gap is a second between them.
Yeah, Kieran definitely keeping with Brazier now. They are quicker on different parts of the circuit, as we've mentioned before last season.
Kieran's gone round in Coppice, and that's ruined the chances. And Big Boy Brazier's probably going to cruise home to an easy victory again here, provided he doesn't make no more mistakes. 9.5 minutes left, and Kieran's down to 4th. That's Holty in the background, who's got the run out of Coppice. Can he get Kieran into the chicane?
I was just going to say that a little indicator comes up on my broadcast when cars are within a second of each other. So Kieran and Brazier, it's been popping on and off for the last lap and a half. So quicker on different parts of the track them too. But again, it's not going to make a difference now, as Kieran's down to 4th. Greeny now, a great recovery drive. I think he was started 10th on the grid, up to 2nd now, Matt.
Yeah, I believe you're right there, Ben, and he's in 2nd. Rebby has the time penalty behind him, so a good race for Greeny so far. Good showing from him. Dean Wasaki back past Little Trev, you can see on the timing screen. And in fact, that little battle, Dean Wasaki there in the background between Peaceful Explosion and Alfie here. So this for the top 10 effectively. Peaceful Explosion 10th, Alfie 9th, Dean Wasaki there in 11th. It's a big gap to then Don Productions in front of this little pack, but a good battle going off so far between these three. As Peaceful's round and Dean Wasaki follows him, and that'll give Little Trev the chance to catch back up here. Not the night for the Little Trev's off as well, so not the night for these guys in these Porsches.
Yeah, that's giving Alfie a breather now, so hopefully he can get the head down. He's 11 seconds behind Don Production now. TMLS and Revy, as we said, they only want the time penalties. But yeah, this guy, Big Boy Brazier, is just extending his lead at the front now, 8.5 seconds.
We've actually lost one to the pit lane. We've lost Peaceful Explosion to the pit lane, so not the points for Peaceful Explosion. And Team Tin Top Tourers with Kieran running 4th. They're going to lose out on some crucial constructors' points in this one. Obviously, a bit more of a factor to look into this season.
Peaceful Explosion hasn't had. Sorry to interrupt you there, man.
Right.
Peaceful Explosion hasn't had the best nights tonight.
No.
I've seen. Then again, you've got to think about the championship. You're still going to score points for 12th. With a few guys not racing tonight, so you know you gotta just dig out, grind it out, you know, and get that finish. And you never know, come the end of the season, those points can make the difference.
Yeah, definitely. You got a 3rd in the first race of the night, and then it's been 8th, 10th, 8th, and then obviously now it's going to be a 12th. So not the finishes he's wanted. Look at Big Boy Brazzy. He's got a 10-second lead now after Rebby, 9-second lead, sorry. And the dots in front on the minimap, the blue dots, was Dean Wasaki, Little Trev and Alfie, who was about to lap. And we're what, 7 minutes in? We're halfway through this race, just under. Yeah,
and I suppose that's been helped by a few incidents as well. It's not just based on sheer pace, but you know, Brazier 2/10 quicker than Kieran that lap, so or Deeks, even apologies.
Rabbit.
No, it was just lap before, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just crossed the line there now, so but we've got Don Productions now looking for a move on TMLS.
Yep, quite night for Don Productions. He's had a 9th, a 4th, a 7th and a 7th, so looking for another 7th here. Swimfins has rejoined. They both make a mistake there. I don't think they actually touched. I think TMLS snapped right and Don Productions snapped left. Swimfins has rejoined, so he's back for the touring car race, thankfully enough. But Don Productions will get the 7th place as TMLS had the bigger off. Ben?
Yeah, it looked like Don Productions maybe was just avoiding action of TMLS, spinning there, and just turned that wheel too much and sent the car into a bit of a slide. So I'm looking for TMLS there, but Don's taking that position, and that's allowed Lil Trev. Oh, that TMLS spun again. He's got a big gap to Lil Trev though, so.
Mark in chat has asked, is there an opportunity for the guys to go up to A as fillers if they're going so well in B, say mid-season? I think the only need for fillers, Mark, is based on last year, where the Group A league had so many people drop out. We had the likes of Gary come in and ruin everybody's races as a filler. I think this year with that being sorted and the Group B guys coming up, I think we've got a full grid for Group A this year, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't see many of the Group A guys wanting to miss out now. They're all going to win championships as much as each other. So yeah, I wouldn't see now. I mean, if someone does happen to miss, I'm sure we can bring someone up. Our Braves are definitely welcome. He definitely has the pace, but at the end, it's just the way it's worked out this season. So as you can see him, little Trev landing by there by a little flash of lights.
Yeah,
so
teammates
good
don't
teamwork
forget.
there.
So that's a lap on little Trev, Dean and Alfie so far. There's Rebby.
Good showing from Rebby in this race and in the last GT4 as well. I think it was the fourth or fifth he had. So he's really picking up.
He got a 2.6, a third and a fourth at the minute, but he's also had a pole and a fastest lap in the Ginetta Juniors. So not a bad night for Rebby so far. Obviously this will be his best result.
Shame, as we've mentioned, his start screen hasn't been able to get back in. Obviously having some internet issues. Because he is scoring some decent points, so it would definitely have helped him. But we look forward to seeing Starscreen back in either in the touring car race or next week.
Yeah, definitely a good showing from Greeny here as well, who hasn't actually had a top 6 finish, but currently runs third. TMLS with a flash of the lights to Don, who has... Is that Deeks just in front of Don? No, it's not. That's a back marker. Oh, and TMLS round at turn 1 again.
Yeah.
Clips the wall. That's not going to do him any good. So Alfie then in front of Don. Alfie being lapped by Don Productions here.
Hopefully Don can get by without any incidents. It depends, of course.
Was that a reference to last season?
No, not necessarily. It's a new season, so...
Alfie seems to be switched on for this now, doesn't he? He seems up for this season.
Yeah, it just depends on your pace, you know. Like, it looks like Alfie's quicker than Don at the moment. He is pulling away, but then
he makes the mistake coming through Coppice.
A little mistake like that could be the reason why Don is so close to him. So Don's got by safely there anyway. So
yeah, you're right. Alfie looked quicker there, and definitely like he had a few tenths on Don Productions. It's just that's the way your night can go. You can make mistakes like that, and it ruin your evening. Kieran Origin hasn't really put pressure on Greeny here. Greeny, we can see he's got a penalty now. So has Deeks to go with Rebby and TMLS. Kieran was running up with Big Boy Brazier at one point, lost it on his own, and we've not really seen him come back to challenge Greeny and Rebby here. Ben just doesn't clearly doesn't feel comfortable in this car at the moment.
Well, I mean, we say he hasn't come up through the field. If you look at the lap times, like Greeny with a little slow lap that time around. But aside from that, the top 4 are all within... They're lapping within a second of each other. Even the top 5, Holty with a 107.2 that last time around, so he's quickest on the track at the moment. The top 5 are all running relatively similar pace. A few tenths here, a few tenths there. So, as we mentioned time and time again, if you do go off this season, whether it's Class A or Class B, it's going to be very hard to come back up through the field.
Definitely is. You can see Holty really trying to close the gap to Kieran. Don't forget, Holty and Deeks at the start line was flipping. One was flipping into the pit lane, one was spinning round on the track. People had to take avoiding action. Don't know quite see what happened, but he's done well to get back up to 5th. In fact, 5th and 6th.
I'm sure there'll be a bit of a debrief tonight to see what went on there, but they'll be happy enough to get back up into the top half of the grid. And again, still got a minute and a half left. Potential to make up another place or two.
Just going back to your... Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just going back to your point earlier about the lap times and the difference between Group A and B in this, if you spin, you can be quick enough to come through. Look at Dean Wisoki's last lap, a 109.2, and then you look at the 2 or 3 cars in front of him, and he's matching, mid-pack sort of pace based off his last lap. But the fact he had a few spins, obviously he's just done a 117. Clearly another bad lap for him. The fact he's had a few spins has put him in this position. But this is what you're saying, when they're spinning in B, they can still be setting quick lap times to gain that much time back.
Yeah, they can. I guess it just depends. I do think it will be a lot more difficult for the guys to make up positions this season, based on last. From experience, if I had an off last season, I could feel comfortable enough to get up into the top 6, top 5, and still score decent points. But I do think it is, as we've seen Holty and Deeks do now, they've gone up to 5th and 6th, but that's been caused by a lot of incidents around them. You know, if there's a race where the people are strung out and there's no battles, and as the guys get more clued in through the season, there won't be as many spins, by themselves, it will be harder to move through, I think.
It definitely will, as Big Boy Brazier has started the last lap now. The clock ticks down to pretty much done. There it is. So Big Boy Brazier comes through the first corner and starts the last lap of the race. Been in a world of his own again here. He's just been able to get in front and cruise again.
Yeah, definitely. As we've said, the one to beat this time around is the AMH of Class B at the moment. But as we said, Matt, it's very early in the season to be bigging him up. Still got 9 rounds left.
Yeah,
you know, we've got some very interesting rounds coming up in terms of Long Beach, Street Circuit. You know, one mistake and you're in the wall there. So, you know, it's a long way to go in the season, but definitely the way you would have wanted to start it now as it comes down to complete the final lap.
Yeah, 100%. I think Alfie has pitted as well as he comes through the chicane for the final time, and it's going to be Big Boy Brazier who's going to take the checkered flag here, and it's another win tonight for him. Absolutely fantastic. A great win for Big Boy Brazier. Another night, another win from pole position as well for him. It's going to be Rebby who's going to come home to take a well-earned second place, in all fairness. And this man, Greeny, on his debut night, is going to take a podium. So a cracking result for Greeny there.
A few offs in the background. It looked like Little Trev and TMLS had it coming together. So
I don't know what's happened to Kieran, because Holty and Deeks have passed him for 4th and 5th. Holty's going to get a 4th. Sorry to cut in there, Ben.
Yeah, so good result from them guys, 4th and 5th. As I was just saying, you've seen at the bottom of the screen there, Lil Trev and TMLS seem to have it coming together. So whether that's some bad blood from previous incidents or not, but they've had a spinning coming together in the last chicane.
Yeah,
lucky enough, Greeny got through it. But yeah, as I said, Kieran's obviously had an incident as he's dropped back to 6th.
Unfortunately then for Kieran, just wasn't his night. Don Productions is going to come home in 7th. Gary in chat says his name is, I don't even know what it says, Ariel?
Ariel, yeah. That's Don's real name.
But it's Big Boy Brazier with the win. Rebby to take a good 2nd place. Greeny in 3rd on his debut. Holty 4th. Deeks in 5th. Kieran Argent in 6th. Don Productions 7th. TMLS 8th. Dean Wisocki gets 9th. Lil Trev 10th. Alfie 11th. Peaceful Explosion 12th. And we lost Swim Fins from that. So then, Ben, heading into the final race tonight, the touring car race, obviously the cars on choice are the BMW, the Mercedes or the Astra. The Renault Megane banned because it's too overpowered. Not going to reveal what you're going to drive tomorrow night, but which way would you go on this circuit?
I think it's drive cars. You do have to be a little bit clued in to drive that rear wheel drive BMW correctly. I've been testing a lot of cars in pre-season, all the models. What I can say about like the BMW, for example. Hey Kieran, how's things?
Yeah, I'm a bit frustrated in that last race. Managed to keep behind the 3rd place guy, I can't remember his name, and then spun it on the last lap, which is really frustrating.
Yeah, what happened on the last lap there? Because we missed it on the stream. If you just talk us through.
The back end just come round on me in turn 1. Mid corner, back end, loft the rear, and come round. Next thing I'm on the graph.
We've seen the pace you've had tonight. You've been very close to Big Boy Brazier all night, particularly in qualifying. A little bit frustrating that you haven't been able to battle for more podiums and wins.
Yeah, the most frustrating one for me would be the Ginetta GT5 race, the last race, because I'm going head-to-head with P1 in turn 1, and next thing I'm in the gravel, so didn't know what happened behind, but especially when you spend the amount of time qualifying and then to go out in turn 1 is most frustrating.
Yeah. Matt, anything to add?
Yeah, many predicting coming from Group A to Group B, you'd be obviously a front runner tonight. Frustrating night for yourself, but long way to go.
Yeah,
how important is it to get going straight away?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, last season I didn't have much running with other cars because I was still learning the game, even though I managed to qualify in Group A. But now actually with people, I'm sort of learning the side-by-side stuff rather than just lapping around the track on my own.
What's your thoughts going into the touring car race as well?
I'm hoping to be up there on qualifying like most of the night. I don't know what car Big Boy Brave you've gone for, but I know the BM is probably the car to have rather than the Astra or the Mercedes. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know who's got what cars going into today.
Well, best of luck for you then, Kieran, going forward. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck, Kieran.
Thank you very much.
So, in chat, we're trying to pronounce Ariel's last name, apparently.
Yeah.
I
just see...
Polowski?
Where is it?
Ariel is actually commenting in the chat as well.
Oh, yeah. Ariel Polowski.
Yeah, Ariel Polowski. We'll go with that. Everybody seems to be ready. We'll have a rundown of the cars, obviously, on circuit.
Just a quick... is this race 25 minutes or is it 15?
I thought it was keeping it at the 15, not 100%.
Okay, oh yeah, because we're extended, to another race. Just clarifying.
Yeah,
a few people are asking in the chat.
Hopefully we got that right for you, Ariel, and said your surname and did it some justice. Hopefully we didn't mispronounce that poorly.
I mean, we should just call him the Polish mermaid.
Yeah. Neil says we got it wrong, but never mind. Well, we give it our best shot. So the choice of the Mercedes, the Astra and the BMW tonight then. Interesting choices to be made and see who chooses what up and down the grid.
Yeah, I was just, before Kieran joined in the chat, I was just saying the BMW, coming straight from the GT3 Porsche race, a lot of drivers tend to treat the BMW like a GT car instead of a touring car, so you really have to get clued in and really chuck that car in. But yeah, it's really down to driving style. Some guys prefer the rear wheel drive cars, some prefer to drive front wheel drive, so it's really down to personal preference if we want to have a look through the grid, see what everyone's running when they get out on track.
Yep, let's have a look through on track when the cars start to come out. So Lil Trev then here with Big Boy Braz here. He's in the Mercedes there. Big Boy Braz here in the Astra. Was Lil Trev in the... Was Lil Trev... He wasn't in Mercedes here, wasn't he? Yeah, in the Mercedes, so...
Lil Trev's opted for the Mercedes, so...
clearly not been informed of the league rules this season. Obviously, coming into Phil from Adam, you can kind of excuse that one for the time being. But yeah, Big Boy Brazier in the Astra. Kieran Argent in the Astra as well. Swimfin's in the Astra. Holty in the Mercedes. Rebby in the BMW, so the first of the BMW runners tonight. Greeny in the Astra. Alfie in the Astra.
Like swim fins.
Peaceful Explosion in the Astra. Dean Wasaki in the Astra. Don Productions in the Astra. TMLS in the Astra. Deeks in the Mercedes. So obviously only the one BMW, Rebby's teammate being Starscream not here.
So we've got one BMW and one Mercedes. And the rest
yeah, we've
Astra.
got the team of Mercedes being Deeks and Holty. Lil Trev obviously running Mercedes, but we gather should be in the Astra. Obviously not aware of the rules tonight. A lot of people favouring the Astra then in this one. We know it can heat up its left tyre quite bad, so it'll be interesting to see what times go on here.
It'll be interesting to see how Rebby gets on here, Matt. As we know, BMW has a good launch off the line, so he'll definitely be looking for a good start. And will he be able to maintain the tyre heat a lot better than the Astras? And could see him come through the grid, depending on Rebby's pace. Of course, we haven't seen any times yet. Yeah.
Let's see who gets the first lap time, and then we'll go. I'll jump on board a lap of whoever sets the first lap time. Then, as we see the guy who is going to set the first lap time coming towards the chicane at the moment, it is Swim Fins. Halted, Big Boy Brazzy. A little bit of traffic of 4 cars.
We'll go with Swim Fins.
Yeah. Mark in the chat says Ariel the Mermaid Pavlovsky. So here's Swim Fins then. Down the start finish straight across the line. Doesn't set a time first time out, but he's coming up towards Redgate corner. Drops it to third and bins it into the gravel. Didn't really get turned in there. As Don Productions has gone on pole at the minute.
think we'll hop on another day. You want to hop on with Don Productions
Yeah,
there?
let's go on board with Don Productions then on his debut. He's gone through Redgate and Hollywood. He's now coming down the crane of curves. It's very slidey there. He brake for the old hairpin. Probably runs a bit wide. Manages to keep off the grass well there, so no slow down probably. He's a bit down on his time, you can see. Comes up the hill towards McLean's crucial corner to get right. Again, he's probably a bit wide there, wider than he'd have liked. Short straight then up towards Coppice. Coppice a long right-hander, an easy corner to make a mistake on. He seems to do that quite well as he comes out the exit to Coppice now. He's onto the Dunlop straight. Sad that the Dunlop Bridge isn't there anymore. This was such an iconic thing at Donington Park, but as we come down to the chicane, the Fogarty S's as it's called on the Trent map I have here. In third, Texie S's nicely onto the curb at the right hand side. He's down on the start straight, also known as the Wheatcroft straight. And what's he going to set here? Well, he's 5,000ths quicker than his last time, but it's only good enough for third. He's just dropped to fourth though. As Kieran Argent's gone first. Here comes Swim Fins. Is he going to be able to get a lap in this time? No, he's across the gravel. Here's Peaceful Explosion. Hopefully Swim Fins doesn't come across too much. Bit of a touch, but Peaceful Explosion's going to set a time any quicker than his teammate. No, but it's Kieran and Peaceful on a front row lockout. Could this be the first front row lockout of the night? Here comes Holty. And Holty goes across the line.
No time for Holty that time.
No time indeed. Don Productions fourth though, Rebby fifth. Peaceful Explosion second, Alfie running third, so another good showing from Alfie at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Someone's just crossed the line. Oh,
Big Boy Brazier's round. I was just about to comment on him. He's only down in sixth place at the moment. In what is the Astra
take the
Cup.
glass there. That could be a slowdown for him.
Yeah, possibly. In what is pretty much an Astra Cup featuring a handful of Mercedes and one BMW at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of Astras, people are commenting in chats it should be banned. I mean, if you ban the Astra, then you only got a BMW and a Merc. So everyone's going to pick the Merc in this class if they're not a fan of rear-wheel drive.
I think it's hard to ban the Astra. The Astra is probably the slowest car in a straight line on this. I think it's hard to ban it just because people favour it. This being the BTCC Blueprints Touring Car Cup. That's either Swim Fins or Alfie getting out the way as Rebby comes round. Where is Rebby? P6 at the moment. Maybe just getting them tyres up to temperature. This is his second timed lap, so let's see what he does as he crosses the line. 4.5 minutes remain. Rebby comes across. Let's just give it a second, see if it goes through. No, nothing there.
He ran wide there at the exit of the old hairpin, avoiding Big Boy Brazier, so no improvement that time around. Us. We'll try to get on board with someone coming across the line. Who's Dean?
Dean Wasocki, currently running P9. Will he improve in the Astra this time round? Nope, no improvement from him, half a second down, so hopefully he can get a time in. Lil Trev and Swim Fins the only two to not set a time at the moment.
Here's a Mermaid. Ariel.
Pavlovsky.
Leading the pack. Got love for the Ariel. Right.
Running in the Maximum Motorsport colours that we used to see on the touring car grid. Don't anymore, unfortunately, but he's going to cross the line. Currently in P4. Will he improve? Don't think so. It's not coming through.
That time.
No improvement there. TMLS has gone into second though. So he split up the two with Kieran Argent to Peaceful Explosion, Ben. And you look at the top five, separated by half a second. Rebby's only a second down in sixth. Here comes Peaceful Explosion. Look at them times. 600ths of a second for TMLS and Peaceful Explosion behind Kieran at the moment. That's tight then.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracker of a race between all these Astras. Very even. I'm looking at Rebby now. Can he get an improvement? Rebby is going to be interesting into the first corner. If he starts around 5th or 6th, he's going to get a good launch compared to those Astras, so we could have 3 or 4 wide into the red gate.
Yeah, definitely. There's Big Boy Brazier. Not the best qualifying at the moment in 8th. Dean Wasocki still in 9th place. His teammates up in 2nd. He'll be hoping to get a quick lap in to help his teammates out with the two Tin Top Tourer guys who's on 1st and 3rd at the moment. Here's Lil Trev running in the Mercedes. No time set at the moment.
Yeah, no time from Lil Trev yet. And interesting, the H&D Motorsport guys, Holty and Deeks, right down in 10th and 11th now in the Merc. So let's ride on board with them. They can
Deeks just coming towards the end of his lap, isn't it? That's Swim Fins or Alfie. in the background going wide. Yeah, not the best of qualifying from the H&D Motorsport guys. As Peaceful Explosion goes quickest. A 10th up, so it's a front row lockout again for the Tin Top Tourers at the moment, Ben.
Yeah. Here comes Steaks. Any improvement? None that time around either. So they're struggling at the moment, these guys, after a pretty decent first round. Holt again very sideways there through the final corner.
Big Boy Brazzy has gone up into 3rd place, just a 10th off a Peaceful Explosion as well. Sorry to butt in there, Ben.
Yeah, no worries, no improvement there. How about Dean? Or
Dean
no improvement from Dean either. Yeah, so
stays 9th.
Those fronts, that front tyre on the Astra is starting to overheat now, Matt, and they're struggling to improve on their lap time. But that hasn't stopped Peaceful Explosion from taking that pole position.
Dean Wisoki's in the pits, and that's going to be his qualifying done. He's going to be settled for at least 9th for the moment on the grid, as his teammate though comes into the chicane, probably messes that up a little bit. Not as good and smooth as he'd have wanted, but there's only 2/10 separate the top 4, and TMLS is backed out of it. He's not even going to get another lap in after it, but there goes Kieran, no improvement that time round. That's Dean Wisoki coming out the pits. I think it's too late for him though.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get in the way of Kieran now, who has another quali lap.
Yeah, definitely. That Swimfins are off at turn 1. Gary in the chat, top 6 split by 0.6 of a second. This is going to be interesting. It is
Green's
indeed.
In the pits. He's given up. Who have we got? Here comes Deeks. Improves on his time and it puts him up to 9th.
Yeah, not the
How
massive
about Halsey
improvement
now?
he wanted. No, nothing from Holty.
Yeah. So it is going to be, what is interesting for any of the guys watching the stream, just to let you know that when they pick delivery in this touring car class, they also have to pick the car and stick with that for the whole season.
Yeah.
So could this have worked against Deeks and Holty in terms of they may be a little bit slower in this front wheel drive work compared to the Astra, but
Holty has put it in the pit, so's Greeny,
Yeah.
TMLS, Kieran also in the pits. Is this going to be the first front row lockout of the season? Well, Peaceful Explosion's not going to improve any. Is Big Boy Brazier, is he going to take pole position or at least split the two Tin Top Tourer drivers? Peaceful in the pits.
is there any tracks, Matt, you think that the Merc might benefit against the Astra?
It's going to be tough to name a few. Long Beach I don't think we can count as any. I think that's just going to be down to how you drive the car on the track.
Here comes Big Boy Brazier though.
We'll find out. But for the final time tonight, it is Big Boy Brazier who nicks it at the dying seconds. So it's not to be the Tin Top Tourers front row lockout. It's Big Boy Brazier who takes it by a 10th of a second. Peaceful Explosion gets 2nd. KJ Argent 3rd. TMLS in 4th. Good qualifying for him. The Polish powerhouse Dom Productions in 5th. Alfie 6th. Good qualifying from him again. Rebby 7th in the BMW. Work to do from there, but if he gets off the line well, could be in the top 3-4 by turn 1. Lil Trev 8th. Greeny 9th. Deeks in 10th. Dean Wisoki down in 11th. He'll be disappointed with that. Holty in 12th. Swimfins 13th, bringing up the rear. Brazier, though, at the end, Ben, taking another pole position.
Yeah, just pulled it out of the bag there. He involved in a few incidents in qualifying, so he knew he had more time than him. Let's see how he gets on here.
For the final time tonight, it's go, it's lights out, we're off. Big Boy Brazier seems to get a good start here. The two Astra, in fact, every Astra and the couple of Mercedes and BMW follow into turn 1. You can see Rebby's up the inside in the BMW. Peaceful Explosion around the outside. They squeeze into turn 1, but Brazier through cleanly. The whole pack looks to get through cleanly there as well, so that's what we want to see. Oh, and that's the teammates. Have they touched there? Because they're off. That's Peaceful Explosion off. That's Dean Wisoki in the background off. I think TMLS has had a moment as well, so not the start they'd have wanted. Rebby up to 4th, though, Ben in the BMW.
Yeah, it looks like Peaceful Explosion went around the outside of Kieran there and just got a little bit loose on him, so he's dropped right down to 10th. And we've got a big train. We've got Dean, TMLS, and Swimfin, so the two Wakasaki cars had an incident there, but up front, Alfie's got ahead of Lil Trev, and that's Deeks looking to make a move as well on Lil Trev, so gets it done. Can Holty follow him through? He's got Don Productions all over the back of him, or Greeny, apologies, all over the back of him as well, so this is going to be an exciting race. As Don Productions up to 3rd, so good start from him, and Rebby also up to 4th, so these guys moving up through the field.
definitely. And look at how tight these cars are as they come down to finish the first lap. Not a lot of time separates these two, as side by side is Alfie and Deeks then in the Mercedes. Not a bad start from Deeks, up into 6th place at the moment. Looks around the outside, tries to close the door, but there's Alfie and Little Trev. Little Trev's going to do him. There's his teammate Holty running a bit wide, and that's Greeny. Looks to have the run on Holty, excuse me. Yep, Greeny gets the move done coming through the crane of curves there though.
So just having a look there, it looks like Big Boy Brazier has just stretched a little bit, a second of a lead now over KJR and Don in third. Bit of a strung out now at the front, so it looks like Alfie's leading this train of cars. Again, you can see it on the track map there. I don't think we've had any cars in a train like this all night, so we're in for a treat here. Only 2 minutes down on the clock, only 2 laps completed. Swim Fins just back off the train there.
Indeed, so you can see the two Mercedes boys of Holty and Deeksen close to each other on track. Big Boy Brazier, though, like you said, just a second lead over Kieran Argent. Again, this battle resumes from the Porsches where Kieran eventually lost it. Big Boy Brazier, 7/10 quicker last time around. There's Deeks, there's Holty, Little Trev. These cars so close together. This is what we expect from a touring car race.
Looks like Holty's gone past Deeks. Oh, he's run deep though. That looked like a bit of team orders, Matt. He got by very easy, but he's run deep, and that's allowed Lil Trev up ahead of him, so it hasn't worked for the...
Yeah, definitely. He leans on Greeny and keeps it going through the crane of curves. Greeny into the side of... is that Holty? It is. Into the side. Holty somehow lands on all 4 wheels. I think they touched Ben, and if you ask me, it was a bit of a slide that put Greeny into the side of Holty. I don't think there was anything in that, personally. I think it was just a bit of a slide.
Nothing malicious about that, Matt. It looked just like a continuation from their touch a few seconds beforehand. So, again, a bit of miscommunication for... Oh, that's...
Who's that? That's Don Productions. Oh,
yeah, he's in the gravel. Ariel's found the beach.
That's brilliant. Ariel on the beach. Was running third as well, Ben, so was in for a good finish. And look at this, though. The Team Wacky Sacky lads are making away a charge up the field here. That's Dean Wasocki ahead of TMLS.
I was just going to say that...
oh, they touch into the chicane! And TMLS is round! The two newbies have collected. Team Wacky Sacky. TMLS is on his roof in the racing line of the chicane. Anything could happen here. Oh, he's qualified so well, and he's upside down. He gets the reset button for the car to be put on all 4s. I think Dean ran a bit deep into the chicane, Ben, and that led TMLS to have a run, and they both just touched it.
Yeah, I was just going to bring it back to the H&D Motorsport. Those team orders that look to put Holty through. That's ultimately cost Holty this race now, as we've seen that incident with Greeny. Gary in chat says Greeny should be banned for that. There's no chance that was incident. It's hard to say, Gary. It looked like he got a little bit loose, but I mean, if Holty wants to argue it, we can bring it in to the admin, to the stewards later and see what the crack is with that. But
we'll see what Holty says. That'll definitely go to the stewards. If you ask me, down the crane of curves early on, Ben, it's a bit of the cars getting loose, especially after they nudged together mid way down the hill. Yeah,
but again, a bit of miscommunication there from H&D Motorsport has really cost them. But a hectic first few laps here on the British BTCC Blueprints Touring Car Championship. Only 5 laps in.
I'll tell you something, Ben, I don't know about you, but Rebby's not made the progress I was expecting. 4th place and 8 seconds off the lead in the BMW.
Indeed, yeah. Rebby's just been granted 4th based on others' mistakes, if I'm completely honest, Matt. So, not the pace that we expected.
Alfie running strong in 3rd, though.
Yeah, good running from Alfie again for the Register Racing team. Swim Fins down in 13th, so Alfie really looking to try and gain some good points for that team to push them up the standings a little bit. I mean, Peaceful Explosion up to 7th after that incident with his teammate KJ Argent in the Tinsop Tours entry, so he's back on the move. But still Big Boy Brazier up front, just got past Swim Fins. And KJ Argent, Swim Fins nearly turned into KJ Argent there. That was close.
Yeah, that could easily have ended up in the steward's office there, as Rebby and Deeks battling it out on track. Little Trev just behind. Deeks, Little Trev, Holty, Don Productions and TMLS all have penalties. One guy who's really worked his way up to mid-pack now from the back of the grid is Dean Wasocki. He's on the back of this trail. You can just see in the background And what we're seeing, Ben, in this touring car race is typical touring car racing, is battles everywhere on track.
Yeah, pretty much. It reminds you of a race 3 from the Touring Car Championship. You know, you've got the faster guys coming through the grid. So yeah, definitely it's good battles all over, which is what we like to see here. So you've got...
Holty's past Dean Wasocki, I noticed, coming out the chicane. So he's up to 8th now.
And it looks like Deeks has dropped off the back of Rebby as well there as he gets past Swim Fins. For whatever reason. Deeks has obviously made an error there as he's going. Oh, he's hit Swim Fins. Where are they gone?
Swim Fin swerving
round.
Deeks
is up. Deeks is crashed. So an incident with Swim Fins there. That it's hard to see. We didn't get a good angle on it, but
no, we saw Deeks run into the back. So did Swim Fins not clearly move off the racing line? But Deeks nevertheless has lost a couple of places. He only lost 2 places there, so nothing too major.
And Rebby's actually closing in on Alfie here, Matt, so starting to get that progress that we were looking for. Maybe the tyres just overheating on the Astra, as we said. And let's see if Rebby can get onto the podium for the first time tonight.
Second time tonight.
He's
had a second and a third. But no, you're right. This is where the BMW and the Mercedes could come into their own way. Gary in the chat says, anyone want to guess the definitely total? I shall stop counting at the checkered flag. But yeah, definitely, Ben, the BMW should come into its own, maybe the Mercedes as well, as the Astra's front left starts to go off. Probably towards this lap as well. 7 minutes, probably 8 minutes in now, so yeah, interesting. Keep an eye on Rebby's progress, but Big Boy Brazier, 3 seconds out in front, 3.5 seconds out in front.
Yeah, he hasn't got the screen time he deserves tonight, but that's just because he's out in front by himself. Kieran, better running from him tonight, or in this race, up to second now, so he's getting some good points for Tin Top Tours.
I don't know what's happened to Holty and Peaceful Explosion, but they've dropped to 9th and 10th. Dean Wasoki's up to 7th, Greeny's in 8th. They're battling on track, it looked like there as well. Good little scrap
Holty rejoined the train there after the incident with Swim Fins, and I think he may have just got bullied onto the grass a little bit. So that's dropped him down. So we've got a good few penalties this time around. Lil Trev, Deeks, Dean Wasocki, Holty, TMLS, and Dawn Productions. So
yeah, definitely.
This grid is going to be completely reshuffled at the end of this race.
It will. There's a good bunch of cars going into that chicane there, it looks like. I think that's a Deeks Greeny battle. Yeah, there's Dean Wasocki, Deeks just in front, Dean, Greeny, and then Peaceful Explosion on the back of this. So a good little battle here, as we have just under 6 minutes remaining. Dean wanting to pass Deeks, Greeny wanting to pass Dean, and Peaceful Explosion wanting to pass them all and get back to where he was. We see Peaceful Explosion's got the pace. We knew he had that through qualifying. All 4 Astras, 3 Astras and 1 Mercedes then. Does Greeny look up the inside of the old hairpin at Dean? Does, lunges, forces Dean wide. Dean didn't spin, managed to keep hold of the car, but that was a bit naughty from Greeny there. Maybe a bit too far back to make the move. Ran straight into the side of Dean Wasocki.
A bit of a lean from Greeny there. And also in the background, a good save from Peaceful Explosion there. He was quite sideways through the old hairpin as Dean went wide again. So, yeah, a bit sorry, getting distracted by Peaceful Explosion there as he's gone up the inside of Dean Wasocki.
Yeah, and gets the move done well.
So we have seen tonight. Sorry, Matt. Tin Top Racing.
Oh, Dean comes back at Peaceful Explosion, gets the move done into the chicane, has to cut it. Took a bit too much speed. Will that be a slowdown? We'll have to wait and see. But you could see the move he tried to do there, Ben.
Yeah, I mean it's too hard to comment on anything. We're just action everywhere, but it looks like Tin Top Tours do have a lot of pace in those Astras. Just can't seem to get the positions, and throughout all the classes tonight they definitely have pace.
Yeah, definitely. As Dean and Peaceful Explosion side by side coming down the crane of curves, what's going to happen a bit further back? Peaceful Explosion has that move done. Does Greeny look to make a move to Deeks? No, he doesn't. Dean Wasocki looked like he was going to look at the inside of Peaceful Explosion. Can't quite see what's happened there. Is the move done? No, it isn't. So Peaceful Explosion stays in front. That's Little Trev that this trailer cars are catching though in front. These 4 cars have really caught up to the back of Little Trev. They've reeled him in. Back up
Revy
into... Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, Revy just can't seem to close in on Alfie. Like, BMW renowned for its straight line speed, and it's very good under brakes as well. So Alfie really driving a good race.
Who's that a flash of the lights to? Is that Kieran up front? So these guys wheeling Kieran in, because Kieran's now 9 seconds off the big boy Brazier. So Kieran must have made a mistake from somewhere. That's not like Kieran to be that far back at this stage of the race. He must have had a mistake somewhere. But Rebby's well off the back of Alfie there as well.
And look at this. Greeny's passed little Trev.
Yeah, he's passed Deeks as well, and he's running in 5th place now. Where's Dean Wasocki? There he is. Peaceful Explosion side by side with Deeks coming through the Craner curves. Oh, he's got sideways. He's onto the grass. Hopefully he rejoins without collecting Dean Wasocki. They do collect each other. Nothing happens though. That's quite well saved from both of them two, if I want to be honest with you.
Yeah, very lucky there, as we've seen Greeny and Halsey have an incident like that earlier on. So look, very lucky both those cars are still straight.
I think Lil Trev had a slowdown there because Deeks passed with ease.
Yes. He's gone. Or Deeks.
Deeks has gone. He's gone round, so that'll allow Peaceful Explosion, Dean, Lil Trev to place back.
And all this battling matters allowed Halsey to catch up to the back of this train as well.
It has, and Little Trev's gone wide there, and Dean Wasocki's past Peaceful Explosion and Little Trev in all of this, so he's now up into 6th place. All these guys, by the way, have penalties. The only guys to not have a penalty is Swimfins, Rebby, Kieran and Big Boy Brazier. And there's Halsey on the inside and forces Dean into the gravel. Probably a bit of an optimistic move to take 2 into the chicane. Look at these! Little Trev leads on Peaceful Explosion, they're on the grass! How have they held that? This is carnage, Ben.
I mean, I'm not sure what Halsey was doing there, to be honest, Matty. He looked to come from a long way back, and that'll definitely be brought to the steward's office later, I'd say. But it's not over yet. Little Trev all over the back of Halsey again, and Peaceful Explosion has been so unlucky he's not getting involved in a few little scuffs and toughs, and he's still on the back of his train. Clearly has a lot of pace.
He's round there, and Halsey looked like he had a run on Dean Wasocki, but I don't think he managed it. No. So after all of this, Dean we can say is 5th, Halsey 7th, Lil Trev 8th, and Peaceful Explosion's dropped off the back in 9th. His teammate Deeks has dropped down to 10th. TMLS and Don haven't come through the field. They're still 10th, 11th and 12th, should I say, sorry. But closing in on the back, there is TMLS in the background. What a battle we've had here tonight. Big Boy Brazzy has dominated out front.
And Lil Trev's run wide in the background there, Matt. So we're down to just 2 cars now.
Yep.
Halsey and Dean.
Mercedes versus Astra. Does Halsey have a look this time into Dean? Do they touch? Dean gives him the space and Halsey through quite easily there.
In the background as well, Deeks now having a look up the inside of Lil Trev.
Yeah, a little rub on Lil Trev, and he gets the move done coming out the chicane where his teammate's just overtaken Dean Wasocki. Dean Wasocki looking to fight back here. So this is interesting. Good little scrap from Dean. Dean looks like he's got the elbows out. Looks like he's up for a fight this season.
Yeah, I mean, these front wheel drive cars, you can really get door to door racing. Just put the boot down and you can almost lean on each other through some of the corners. So yeah, it definitely provides really good racing. And it looks to be like the Astra and the Merc are pretty similar in pace so far tonight, Matt.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Maybe just a bad qualifying then for the Mercedes pair of Deeks and Halsey. Is that Deeks on the back of Peaceful Explosion in the background? But Dean Wasocki's really caught up through McLean's. There is Deeks on the back of Peaceful Explosion. Dean Wasocki really closed up under braking, nearly ran into the back of Halsey. Peaceful Explosion on the back. Deeks on the back of Peaceful Explosion. Looks like he's got a run coming out of Coppice. A bit of a touch there. He forces him wide, not onto the grass. Clean racing. That's what we want to see. I think that's Swimfin. Someone's lagging there. Terribly lagging there. Deeks has the move done though. So can Deeks, Peaceful Explosion off in the background, can Deeks gain some positions as we're on the final lap of the race? Can he get close enough to help his teammate out with Dean Wasocki? So Big Boy Brazier, where is he? He's coming through Coppice now, I think, to what will be finished. What has been an absolute epic race. That's TMLS off in the back at the bottom of your screen. Not the night for him in this one. Dean's past Halsey though, Ben.
Yeah, Dean's got past Halsey there now. This is going to be an epic final. Oh, someone's gone off as well. Who's that?
That's Lil Trev off.
Lil Trev's off, yeah. He's going to drop right down the order. He's retired as well.
He's retired from the race, but there's Big Boy Brazier. He wins again in this one. It's another win for him tonight in what's been a dominant night for him. Kieran, a second place, not his best of races. They wanted to battle it out a bit more. Good result for him though. Alfie's going to take another strong finish, Ben, tonight.
Yeah, he's actually pulled that gap to Rebby as well, so Good running from Alfie, and Remy will be happy with fourth as well.
He will indeed. Greeny, another good position in fifth on his debut out, and he'll be looking forward to next week, hopefully. And Dean Wasocki looks like he's going to take sixth. We've got to wait, though, because these penalties could balance themselves out. We don't know who's got what kind of time penalty, so let's wait and see as they cross the line. Dean will cross the line sixth. Holty's done Dean on penalties. Peaceful Explosion's done Dean on penalties. Deeks has done Dean on penalties. So Dean Wasocki with plenty of penalties there. So Holty will get sixth from Peaceful Explosion. Deeks will then take an 8th place. Dean Wasocki will come home in 9th. Dunn Productions will get a 10th. An 11th place for TMLS, and Swimfins will bring up the rear. Lil Trev, though, retiring on probably the last lap. Could have scored a point there, but it's Big Boy Brazier who's had a dominant night tonight. Kieran 2nd, Alfie 3rd, Rebby 4th, Greeny in 5th, Holty 6th, Peaceful Explosion 7th, Deeks in 8th, Dean Wasocki 9th. 10 seconds worth of penalty for Dean Wasocki. No wonder he dropped down the order. Don Production 10th, TMLS in 11th, Swimfins 12th, Lil Trev retired. The answer to Gary's question should be coming up. And how many times he said, yeah, definitely. We have a winner. A signed photo will be the answer at the line was 36. Congrats, Monkey Boy. So there you go. Monkey Boy wins a signed picture from Gary.
Well done, Monkey Boy. Congratulations. Just to note there, 21 seconds of penalties for Team Wakasaki there between TMLS and Dean. So not the best race for them.
No, got to get that sorted going into next week.
Overall, Matt, how do you think tonight went in terms of compared to last season, driving standards, etc.? Any comments?
I think it's been a fantastic night. I think we've still seen the odd incident between everybody, like we got last season, and I think you're going to get that in this Group B league. I think everybody's going to want to be elbows out and going for the win, Ben. Overall, I thought it's been a fantastic night of racing.
Yeah, I mean, what a great start to what a great season opener for the THR Racing League, and it's really whetted the appetite for the Class A action tomorrow night, which is not to be missed for anyone on the stream. It should be, and we'll have our own Deeks, Craig, on to commentary for you guys. So we look forward to seeing him. But yeah, it's fantastic racing all evening. The introduction to the Formula Rookie class brought some really good racing as well. So there's a lot to look forward to for the next 9 rounds.
Definitely. Join us next Wednesday night for Brands Hatch Indy, where you'll be live again at 8 o'clock with me, myself and Ben. Like Ben said a minute ago, join us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, same channel, where Craig, aka Deeks45, will be commentating for the Group A battle, a battle which should be fascinating to pan out. Just like to thank our sponsors, the Prestige Man, the MP Geomatics, Tin Top Racing UK, the Hard Compound, the British Touring Car Chat, BTCC Blueprints. Thanks everybody in the comments, Mark, Gary, Sutty, Michael, Alfie, everybody who's been in the chat, getting questions in and getting comments in. Thank you all for being here. Thank you everybody else who has watched and not commented. Ben, thank you for co-commentating tonight. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure also, Matt, and we'll look forward to racing together tomorrow night.
Definitely. And we'll see you all next week. For now, though, stay safe. Hope you're all well. See you tomorrow night.